Now playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
He called up.
Okay.
It was right when Jason got his garage doors.
Remember he was the one that wrote
That's right.
my name on our garage doors.
Right. Yeah. Well, good morning, everybody. Chris is in your final day. Is that correct?
If the Kings win, I hope so.
Of the solo fast.
Uh-oh. What if they don't win?
Yeah, if they don't win, then what?
I guess we're looking towards Saturday.
Wow. I better win in Orlando.
Chris is 4 pounds.
Nobody tell Doug Christie.
You ever see the like in the old cartoons where the guy would get, I don't even know what it was called, but it would be like
the steamer?
Yeah, and like his head would stick out, but everything else, and then the steam would steam him, and he'd come out, he had like a tiny little body and a giant head. I feel like that's going to be Chris here soon. And I will say this, we joke around publicly, we do all that, but we are really a family on this show. I think you and I have done a great job being supportive of Chris throughout this, even though you and I are not fasting. So good for you, Chris. Proud of you.
Chris.
Yeah, well done. Well done, Chris.
Thank you, Jason, for not sending me pictures of food.
That was an accident. That was. Look, I'll even show you.
Appeared to be fire wings.
I'll even
Wow.
Look, here's what accidentally happened.
I had to stop watching the game yesterday because it's like every commercial is a food commercial, and I just can't. I don't want to look at this.
He texted me about he said, "Do you have Apple Plus?" Right? He was telling me about this new Seth Rogen show, and I said, "I do." Why do you ask? And I accidentally, in between "I do" and "Why do you ask," texted a picture of me eating some scrumptious fire wings with 21 different flavors. Fire wings, just wing it. And
that looked like the Malaysian.
It was in fact the breaded Malaysian curry. Yeah, because yesterday was a 99-cent wing day, and we took advantage. We were a little bit we were celebrating a little bit yesterday, and we'll get right to it, Jason. We have a problem, and I called you yesterday. You were out on your
the worst call you've ever given me.
Daily. You didn't like that call? Not a very good call.
No.
I wanted to tell you before I made it public. And I will also, let me preamble this by saying yesterday, because I'm an idiot. The day before I had gotten a nice UCLA pennant in the mail that I had gotten from my daughter for getting into UCLA. And then yesterday she got a couple of emails for some other schools she had applied to. They're all staggered. And, we get a box. The box gets delivered as we're at the dining room table because we're doing this thing where we're filming her whenever she opens her emails for acceptance or denial or whatever. And Mason goes and gets the box, brings it in. I'm opening it just before she checks the emails, and I should have brought it in today, dang it. It's got, this is how much of a cheese ball I am. So I've got a UCLA dad and a UCLA mom coffee mug, and a UCLA dad and a UCLA mom t-shirt, right? And then I got her a little UCLA hoodie. So we were geared out at that point, right? And when she started this whole thing, we were just hoping she would get into just one of her top 5, just one, preferably near, in California. And that was it. And we were nervous as hell about that. And we had many conversations, myself, my wife, my sister, who's been incredibly involved in this whole thing, about this is going to be the first real time she's dealt with failure, and this is how we need to unite to talk her through it. And it's a savage thing to work your whole little girl life to do something, and then you get told, sorry, you're it's not happening. So when she got into Chapman 2 weeks ago, which was in her top 5, it was like, you know what? It's house money.
That was
now.
only 2 weeks ago.
Right, dude. Seriously, that's how crazy it's been. So we were so relieved that she got into one of her top 5 early, and we were just watching Chapman videos on TV and looking, sending each other links to different things about it, and so excited. And then everything, she still wanted, she'd rather go to UCLA, but honestly, Chapman, great result. And then last week she gets into UCLA, and it's just bedlam, and like, oh my God, that's your number 1 pick. Let's go. So all that was left was NYU, USC, and I think today Berkeley comes out, which is really weird because Berkeley comes out today, and it's my cousin Tantra's birthday, who went to Berkeley, which is weird. I looked at the calendar on my phone, and both of those were there. That's just one of those weird coincidences. So Berkeley's not happening, but Berkeley it was just almost like you can do one application and apply to all the UCs. So that's what she did. So we just happen to have Berkeley out there, but Berkeley doesn't really, it's obviously a wonderful school. It's just not really the theater. It's not the theater school she'd want to go to. So anyways, we get USC and NYU. Now these she's not getting into. Like, we've seen the acceptance rates. Like, USC is the one where the actress went to jail. Like, that's that whole thing. That's how competitive it is. And look, she's great and awesome, and she's my daughter, and I'm biased, but these kids getting in there, it's like Harvard. Like, it's for theater. It's insane. I'm saying acceptance rate wise, Jason.
Carry on.
Well, it's a champagne problem to have. No complaints on my end. She got into both. Yeah. New York University, the Tisch School of Arts in New York, and US.
Sacramento theater kid going to New York. Is this the next Greta Gerwig?
God, I pray. How hilarious would that be if one day I roll into a Kings game and I'm like accompanying my famous daughter? Chris is laughing, just sitting next to her. She gets like announced on the scoreboard.
Who's the guy with Avery?
Yeah, who's that guy? Who's that weird frumpy old man with the beard? Because at that point, I'm just letting it go. I've done my job.
Huge fan of yours, Avery. Can you get on the ladder on the court and just talk to all the Kings fans?
I'm getting really good at holding people's phones and taking photos for them. Nothing would be better. So anyways, look, man, it's not my decision. You think I don't want her to go to UCLA, home near the house? Or not near the house, but near my sister, California. My nightmare, say nightmare, but I really am secretly praying she is NYU, ain't it? I mean, I like New York, but I'd be taking a lot more trips overseas and that just making up any excuse I can to get over there. But,
I thought this was over. She got into her choice.
Jason, I didn't think she was getting in. No one thought.
Even doesn't matter.
I know. It still might be. No,
What does she say to these things?
Well, she doesn't have to make a decision until May 1st.
What does she say to these things?
Yeah, Jason was not happy on his walk. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to call a press conference. We're going to have an NYU, a Chapman, a UCLA, and a USC hat. And
you're missing one.
UCLA, NYU.
Oh, I didn't hear NYU.
Yeah, and Chapman. But we're actually, funny enough, we're going to do a little like home video where it's going to be like that, where she's going to like a little 5-star recruit. She's going to make her decision. We're going to send it out to the family. Look, a lot of things. First off, we got to sit back and wait because I can tell you right now. So Chapman was $83,000 a year and came down to $28,000 a year with scholarships. UCLA right now is sitting.
Oh man, I'm out of cash.
Yeah, dude, exactly. And this is the whole other part of it.
So that's for all 4 years, right?
That's no, that's for a year. And yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but whatever. We're not there yet. We're it's like when you're a kid and you well, I don't know if any of you did this, but it's like when you're a kid and the guy's trying to sell you the sports car and you're not making enough money, but it's a 12-year deal at 94% interest, and all you're thinking about is sports car. Like that. We're at the sports car part of it right now. I haven't figured out what kidney I have to donate yet, but it's my little girl and she's happy.
All of them if it's SC.
Well, that's so.
Jason will help you out with that.
What I'm finding out is that, and I don't know if this is going to be the case for USC or NYU. I hope it is. But Chapman's a private school. They came way down on but apparently the private schools have more room to maneuver, whereas like UCLA, being the UC, is just like, if you don't want to, look, here's the price. If you don't want to pay it,
They
cool.
can just decide the tuition?
Yeah, they just, hey, here's another billion kids
Interesting.
that'll take her place. If USC and NYU are anywhere near what the going rate is, what the MSRP is on that, which is, yeah, exactly. It's going to be more than double what UCLA would be. And then that's when, look, again, we told her, you get into the schools, we'll figure it out somehow. I don't care if I have to go into debt for the rest of my life. We want to do everything we can for you to graduate school and not have any debt. We'll take on the debt. That's our job.
Yeah.
That's
and what did we say, Chris? In 6 years?
5-6 years.
5-6.
5-6 years. What?
Oh,
No.
7.
4. No.
No one does it in 4 anymore.
So, anyways, yesterday she got in. We should get our financials today or tomorrow. I would think usually they're within 24 or 48 hours. But I will tell you, Jason, I'm just being honest. I came inside last night. Off the phone at one point with a friend of mine, and I saw, usually this is when the family watches Jeopardy. The family was watching a video, and I came in right when Steven Spielberg was talking, and then he passed over to George Lucas, who then sent it over to the famous composer John Williams, as they were leading a walk and talk of the USC campus.
Gross.
Uh-huh.
Good drop.
I don't know, man. I will just say this. I think we're kind of on the same side here, but if she, for some reason, God forbid, picked USC, I just don't know if things are going to be the same between the two of you, and I'm worried about that.
No, I know they won't be.
They won't be.
Yeah.
No.
I do have good news.
Huh?
NYU doesn't charge more for out-of-state students.
Hey, well, that's good news. The bad news.
It's less than Chapman.
The tuition is?
Mm-hmm.
What does it say the tuition is?
$60,000.
Are you serious? I mean, that's...
You're saving $20,000, Dave.
How is NYU 20 grand? God, see, I don't understand any of this stuff.
Well, it's partly cheap.
Well, yeah, that's true, because after whatever. But how is NYU only 20 grand more than UCLA for an out? None of this makes sense, because
here's the secret: they don't need any tuition money. They have enough.
No, I get it, but USC is like 100 grand,
and they don't need it.
Crooks.
Anyways,
I hope Mason's been observing this and
seeing
what's going wrong.
You know what's funny? I know we got
So, Dad, I'm going to need what you're paying for tuition. Just put it into an account for me.
I know we got a break here, but I will tell you, like, that has kind of been, I've talked about that. Like, we want to make sure there's a lot of celebration for Avery. She's getting a ton of attention right now. And, they're very close. They're a year apart. And, so I checked, he was up in his room yesterday at one point, looking at his phone or whatever the hell he does. I went in and kind of sat down with him. I was like, hey, buddy, just want to make sure, look, this is going to be your thing in a couple of years, we're really proud of your daughter, but we're really proud of you too. And I'm like, well, I just want to make sure, like you're not, so I go, want to make sure you don't feel left out or anything. He goes, oh, well, sounds like a big headache to me. I don't know what the hell is going to happen with this.
He's very astute.
He really is just like, I'll worry about it when the time comes. And knowing Mason, he'll probably do all this crap on his own. We won't even know about it. And he'll be, oh, yeah, I've decided to go to Yale next year, Dad. And I sold all my gift cards on eBay so I can pay for it too. Anyways.
Oh, yeah, I got a full ride scholarship in Indiana. I forgot to tell you.
Anyways, congratulations to my daughter. We are very proud, and she obviously got her brains from someone because it wasn't me. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. We'll take a break when we come back. Yeah, leading it off, the Kings play today. They finish out that homestand. Opening day in baseball. March Madness returns with your Sweet 16. We got Kelly Brothers on today, Sam Amick on today. It's going to be a good show. Sit back, relax. We're right back after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
When an overwhelmed injury victim calls Ashton and Price, we immediately remove their legal burden and introduce them to the very best medical care in the region. They focus on their health, and we handle all the rest. When they reach the end of their medical journey and are reunited with happiness and hope, we unleash our decades of legal experience to obtain maximum compensation. We are real, local, experienced litigators and snappy dressers too. Consultation's free, and there's never a fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Spring is in the air, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping for new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Mara has it, swings it out on the wing, 5 seconds to go, and the Portland Trailblazers have just won for the 10th time in their last 11 games. The final score is 108-102. So in the 79th regular season game played in this city, the Sacramento Kings come up empty for the 64th time. They had all kinds of opportunities tonight, but I'll tell you, this Chauncey Billups club has turned a major corner, and the defense that they've been playing is so vastly improved. They hold the Kings to 102, Jason, and they win by 6.
Yeah. That was you he was talking about. That was not. It wasn't Jason Ornelas.
It might have been.
Might have been. Yeah. Kings Trailblazers tonight. The 32-41 Blazers, the 35-37 Kings looking to break a losing streak. Also, by the way, not that it generally matters, but 18-19 at home. It would be nice to not be under 500 at home for
that
the
would
year.
be really nice.
I've actually been waiting to see this one today, guys. Usually we wait till the later in the show, but I honestly was curious when I was coming in. I didn't want to look. Chris, I think you went first last time. Jason, who is favored and by how much? This is a tough one.
Kings by 3.5.
Kings by 2.5.
I would have said Kings by 1.5. That was my guess before I looked. The Kings are favored by 5.5.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It makes you wonder if Portland's not playing somebody. Look, not that they should.
What's crazy is you said 1.5.
Yeah.
So, like, if you are betting, the idea is if you come up with a line and it's so off, you immediately put money on that. But there's no chance I would touch that.
No, none. I have lost so much. My friend has lost so much money this year betting on Kings games. It's the worst year he's ever had betting on Kings games. Like a big negative.
Yeah.
Usually there's like a small profit.
Sure.
Nope.
Not this year.
Nope. Yeah. Nope.
Not a tough team to figure out.
That Cleveland game really hurt him. Yeah. By the way, here's a note. Goes in the category of how much of an idiot I am. Almost every day I come in here and it frustrates me because every once in a while I'll bring a pen from home, and I do prefer red pens to mark up my sheet here. And every once in a while, like I'll want to write something, but I look around and even though there's a pen holder here, there's no pens. So then I just forget about it. Or if I really need to write something, I'll ask to borrow your pen every once in a while. And then today I just out of the blue, even though I've worked here for a couple of decades, was like, hey, you know what? We have a supply closet. So I go down there. There's just boxes of pens. So why haven't I never done that?
I don't know, but it's
But
where
you knew that there was a
supply closet?
Yeah.
Yeah, right by the copier. Absolutely. Know that the whole time. But it never clicked in my head. Oh, just go down and grab a box of pens. They didn't have any red pens, by the way, so mine are.
But you'll have 9 chargers in your bag, but not a pen.
Who writes anything anymore?
And how much you want to bet these things are going to be gone by next week? It's like, did people just take them home? You know, I'm gonna. All right, there are. I didn't even say how many pens.
Well, your corner's getting pretty busy over there.
Yeah, well, can we not refer to that as my corner? Because then I get in trouble. Although I will.
Is that your shoe? Yes.
Okay, when you say that's my shoe, can we be clear? That is a shoe in a trophy case. It's not like I just left it. I just don't want people thinking I left a random shoe there. By the way, what the hell is that shoe?
I was given to you.
But for what?
I don't know.
Didn't this used to hold a basketball? Wasn't
Oh, now you're just throwing things around.
No. Hold on.
You got to move your bone broth.
Yeah, well, that's in case Chris needs it.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a this was the playing to win basketball. Why is that in here?
There's you on the front, Carmichael Dave.
Wow, the biggest one.
I didn't wait. What? Why did I sign a ball people gave to me? I don't remember any of this. This was April 17th. Oh, this ball they passed around. There's Sean Thomas. Look at that. This ball they passed around when we got off the RV for the Clippers game. I didn't remember that. It was Crown Downtown right there. Why would I sign a ball? I don't remember anything ever. Anyways, so there's this keepsake. There's a $2 bill.
Mm-hmm.
But why is
that's
there
for me from Portland?
That's right. Why is there a shoe in there? I need to get to the bottom of that. Also,
yeah, your wig.
Do we forget? Do you guys still have yours?
Yep. Mine's in the office.
Why?
Because I have it here. You brought it to me.
What the heck?
Oh, that's not good.
Okay. Does that look good?
Sure.
Nobody knows. So, anyways, yeah, you know what? You
look like a grizzled veteran.
Yeah.
These old school. How did George Washington deal with all the hair in his face when he was?
It was the powder.
Golly, man. When George Washington was in Vietnam, he was
19.
Huh? He's kind of focused on the war, not the hair in his face. Anyways, Kings Blazers tonight.
Yes.
That's right here.
5.5.
On Sacktown Sports. 5.5 is your line. In the meantime, cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
I said cut number 2.
Here's the pitch from Taylor. It's a swing and a miss, and that will end game 162. Mariners walk away victorious 6-4 over the Athletics. And the Oakland era has ended here in Seattle.
No doubt it's not the way that you would like to have the season end. Always looking to go out with a W on that high note. With all of that said, I think the way that this team, these fans have handled the emotional turbulence of a season that had a lot of unanswered questions. I think there were many bright spots in a season that had moments of darkness.
Dallas Braden on the call. Or right there, you were hearing him speak about the A's in their last game and as the Oakland A's. And here they are.
Yes, now they're the A's. Athletics.
Hey, also, is it weird that they're opening on the road?
In Seattle?
Yeah.
Where it ended?
Well, which, by the way, how kind of weird is that they're opening in Seattle after relocating? But yeah, like, why wouldn't they open here?
Probably needed every extra day possible.
That's a good point. That's actually a great point. Yeah, so they'll open tonight, the first game of the Athletics And we're making the debut later today of Safe or Out. We're going streaking too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so baseball's back.
Yep.
And you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
And you're going to start out with the early game for your Yankees.
Yes. Yankees Brewers.
Are you excited?
Very much so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Big rivalry there.
No, I'm just into the Yankees.
Just
I don't care about the Brewers at all.
We'll talk about all that. Why are they saying on YouTube that they can't see us?
I was having a problem with the.
Oh, okay. Okay, they're good. I think they're good now. Okay, just making sure. We're all looking out for everybody here. Cut number 3, please.
Cut number 3.
Gets it up top to Queen, dribbling left, big step down the lane, runner for the win. Banked it in! He banked it in! He banked it in! And Maryland has won! Maryland is going to the Sweet 16!
So that was Derek Queen on the call, right? Or with the shot.
Yes.
How does he not have the most obvious endorsement in sports? Why do we not have Derek Queen for Dairy Queen? Well, where is that? Come on, DQ. It's not like when was the last time you saw a Dairy Queen commercial?
They're kind of.
There's like one left, isn't there here? Or two?
I think there's 2. There's one on Fruit Ridge.
There's the one that used to be on Manzanita by the bowling alley.
I think Fruit Ridge and Arden are the only ones.
Okay.
That other one changed.
Yeah,
multiple times.
It fooled me once, and I was so pissed off. And I got there, and it was like Dairy King or something.
Yeah.
Something. It sounded similar, and it looked the same as like that little Dairy Queen hut. Those were the days, man. Go bowl at Crestview, walk across the street, get a dilly bar. Let's go. Had a little another arcade right next to it.
Did the bowling alley have an arcade and there was another arcade?
There was. Oh, you know what? No, never mind. I'm thinking. No, thank you for pointing that out. That was actually by Churchill. That was on. That was near Whitney. Yeah, I'm getting mixed up. No, you're right. That would make
It's
a lot of
still
sense.
wild to me that there was like arcades on their own.
Oh, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you go in there with a nice log of quarters, the $10 quarter log.
Man, if you had that much, that was huge.
That's all day.
Yeah.
That's all. That's a lot of car washing, but that's all day. And on
How
Sunday,
did everybody know whose quarter was next? Did you ever have that?
that where you put the quarter on the video game.
There might be like 6 of them stacked.
That's
up
my
there.
quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I used to carry around a Sharpie and put my initials on them. Just kidding. And every Sunday, Crestview used to have 25 cents
I know you
a
didn't
game.
carry around to pay.
No, I didn't. I couldn't. I had to go to the closet. 25-cent games of bowling at Crestview every Sunday, and you could do a trifecta on your bike too, where you could go to where the Home Depot is on Manzanita. Those used to be the Madison Square theaters, and you could movie hop, and then on your way back down Manzanita, you just stop off on your left, and there's Crestview, and you could bowl. That's a hell of a Sunday.
That is. That's awesome.
I think it was like Mannequin and. You get yourself a double feature just sneaking in movies. Yeah. Oh, those were the days. Hey, that was fun. That was before I could drive. I paid my taxes. I had to ride my bike. Now I can drive. So if I was doing that, I'd probably drive down there in a brand new Hoblet vehicle, brand new certified pre-owned super center in historic downtown Woodland. That's what Hoblet's got for you there. With over 220 vehicles available, 40 of them under $20,000. Now, the brand new Ram Truck Center, you can save up to $17,500 off MSRP on select new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4. Save up to $16,000 off MSRP on hard to find new 2024 Ram Heavy Duties. Hoblet's true pricing is what you see at HobletDodge.com. The price you see is the price you pay. No hidden fees, no add-ons, no surprises. That's why they're the #1 Ram truck dealer in California, #7 in the U.S. of A. They're family-owned, they're family-operated. Search, select, and save at HobletDodge.com. And tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you. We'll break very quickly. When we come back, standings watch. We'll go around the NBA. Also, a star in the NBA has successful surgery. We'll update you next.
Keegan Murray plays here.
Keegan scores another three-pointer. Keegan Murray knocking it down for 23 points. Snatch De'Aaron Fox for game scoring honors.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Sacktown Sports is bringing you the biggest live events in town. Whether you're rocking out or dancing the night away, check out the Sacktown Sports live events calendar. Get ready for an epic night out. Papa Roach and Rise Against take over Golden One Center March 29th. That same night, comedy legends Jay Leno and Arsenio Hall bring the laughs to Hard Rock Live Sacramento. Get ready to laugh your socks off. And for all you country fans, Lee Bryce and Walker Hayes hit Ironstone Amphitheater June 21st. Then head to Santa Rosa for Country Summer with Sam Hunt, Kane Brown, and Dustin Lynch June 27th through the 29th. Then back to one of the most beautiful venues as Parker McCollum takes the stage August 16th at Ironstone Amphitheater in Murphys, California. Don't miss out. Find more info and score your chance to win tickets at sacktownsports.com. Again, get all the details on the hottest events happening in town and your chance to win tickets at sacktownsports.com.
Savings now on new 2025 Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter.
Save $11,000 off MSRP after rebates every new Silverado LT Turbo Max with Maida Chevy's exclusive all-in-stock pricing.
And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections in the Sacramento area.
$11,000 off new Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing some of the offers.
Made a great deal at Maida.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-444-2013. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-444-2013. That's 800-444-2013 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. 800-444-2013.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Paul Mitchell, The School, Sacramento, and Stoney's Rockin' Rodeo. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
The word "for" has been used in golf for centuries, and its origins can be traced to the Middle Ages. According to historians, the word "for" is derived from the Old English word meaning before or in front of. In those days, the term was used to warn people of incoming arrows during archery practice. Another theory suggests that "for" has military connections. During the 19th century, artillery officers would yell "for" to warn their troops of incoming shells. This practice may have carried over to golf. The most popular theory, however, is that "for" has Scottish roots. In Scotland, "for-caddy" was used to describe a person who walked ahead of the golfers to spot where their ball landed. The for-caddy would then yell "for" to warn the golfers if their ball was heading towards another golfer or a spectator. Today, "for" is used to warn golfers or spectators of an errant shot. Whether it's derived from the Middle Ages, military practice, or Scottish roots, "for" has become an integral part of the game of golf, and now you know why. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one
1140
on Sacktown Sports.
Red Hot Chili Peppers bringing us back. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, Chris Verlade on day 3. So noon today? Oh no, not noon today. Because are you legitimately? You're not waiting for the Kings?
Yeah, I said I am.
Are you serious, dude? You understand, right? If they don't win tonight, so that means first off, the earliest you could eat, which is of course exactly what you want to do after a 3-day fast, is to start eating at like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I'd probably save it for tomorrow morning.
So you would just go through one more night?
I would say the earliest I'm eating is tomorrow morning.
Would you? Hey, could you? Oh my God! If you do that, can you do it here? I'll bring whatever you want. I'll make you a deal. I will bring in whatever you want, unless you already have it at home.
I just grabbed a watermelon.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Could you, if that happens, could you have your first watermelon on the air?
Sure.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise it's at 5. You can wait till 6.
Yeah, you can wait for 3+ days.
Yeah.
Chris, if they don't win, you have to
Looks like I'm having lunch on Saturday.
No way, dude. That's
Not lunch.
Not lunch, dinner, because what's that game at 2?
Yeah. And they got to win that game.
They got to win that game.
I got faith in my guy, DC.
I didn't want to tell you this. We were texting last night.
Plan has been hatched.
They're not winning for a while, dude. They're sitting everybody. Sorry. Doug would never do that. But I'll bet you think about it for like 4 seconds.
Yeah.
You just kind of have fun.
There'd have to be a good reason. This is not a bad
What
reason.
would be bad is if the post-game conference, like, this was unacceptable. We can't keep doing this. But bright side is Chris still can't eat for a bit.
While Doug's just pounding fire wings or something at the table.
Burger.
Oh, he used to get us Jamaican food once a week. That was bomb.
Really?
Yeah. So he would do that.
Can happen here. Sorry. I like Jamaican food. I don't like plantains that much.
Oh.
I don't hate them. They're just like chalky, non-flavorful bananas. Maybe I haven't had the right plantains, but I will say this. I've had plantains in Jamaica and they weren't, but it was also a buffet. 20 years ago yesterday.
Things can happen here. Now, this is a very unpredictable team. Remember, they're 6 for 12 in the second half and 3. Jason Williams inbounds to Divac. Look out. Divac will put it up, and Divac misses. By Chris Webber. Webber on the tip-in with 0.4 of a second to go, and the Lakers will call a timeout. Chris Webber on his way down to the floor, tipped in Divac's miss, and the Kings lead at 111-109.
Dick Stockton?
It is.
Real quick, because they're about to show a replay. I watched this live. I'll get into it in a second, but my favorite part of this whole thing, I don't know if you caught it in the beginning, but as Webber's coming back down the floor, Jay Will goes to high-five him, and Chris misses and just slaps him full across the face.
And for the 14th time, this crowd is stunned. They're
Lakers.
stunned because you go for the screen there. Now Divac is going to get a shot or somebody else. Now watch Webber come right out of there. A Hail Mary tap. It was like a semi-hook tap that went right in the basket. And Chris Webber, remember the problems he had earlier with Dennis.
Went for the high with you. Yeah, see you later. Hey, I don't think I've ever thought about this until today. Vlade Divac misses a last-second shot, and it tips out to Webber in L.A. for the win. That was our moment. That was our reverse Robert Horry moment right there.
Sure.
Unfortunately, it was a little. I very, very much. To me, this is for me one of the most. This is very underrated in Kings lore. This to me was the coming out party for the Sacramento Kings nationally. If I remember correctly, I'd have to go back and look at the box score. I want to say the Kings were down 24 or 27 at the half, and Kenny Smith was telling why. Kenny, you've been, they were giving him crap. You've been begging us to get your Sacramento Kings on. Here we go. This game's a blowout. Thanks a lot for the ratings. King's like, hey, don't count them out yet. I'm not saying they're going to win, but they're going to come back. Kenny was calling his shot, Dante Green jumping up and down style when Tyreek Evans hit that buzzer beater against Memphis. Kenny called his shot that the Kings were going to come back, and they did. They came all the way back in Staples Center and ended up winning that game. And that, to me, was the official coming out party for that era Kings team. And then, of course, the Utah playoff series, really cemented it. But if there was any point in Sacramento Kings history I could go back to just go there and live forward, it would be this
Pretty
game.
time.
Oh my goodness, 20 years.
26.
26? Oh God.
Isn't it 99?
Oh, you're right. 26 years. Okay, I prefer when I say 20 years. Yeah. Kyrie Irving had successful ACL surgery. That is good news. We always want players, especially stars. That sounds weird, but we always want players to be healthy. Also, one other note: the Phoenix Suns did happen to lose last night, so that was rough acting, man. The Celtics went in and kicked that booty. Suns now fall a half game behind the Kings. They are now in the 10 seed, tied with the Mavericks at 35 and 38. Again, just 1.5 game behind Sacramento. We'll take a break. Hey, when we come back, it's the return. Safer out.
Hey.
Opening day, sort of, for baseball. We'll have some baseball questions for you next.
Tonight, Kings and Trailblazers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet, and we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place.
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business?
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5, exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
Spring has sprung, and so have the deals at Kohl's Spring Savings Event. I just got a comfy tee for just $7.99, a cute swimsuit for $19.99, 40% off patio furniture for my backyard, and so much more. So don't wait. These deals are too good to miss. Hurry over to Kohl's to save big on warm weather essentials during their Spring Savings Event today. Select styles. Offers end March 30th. Some exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Whether you're tinkering in your garage or tackling big projects, if you know the value of working with your hands, you know Harbor Freight. And you can be confident knowing that at Harbor Freight, you can get quality tools at prices that work just as hard as you do. Because the only thing more satisfying than a job well done is a job well done, well under budget. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Baseball starts today in earnest. Sorry, Ernest. And we're bringing it back. Safe or out. And, okay, I know Chris has been fasting because he laughed at that one. Poor guy. Baseball, the longest season in the world, starts today. I mean, is there a longer? Well, I guess soccer's technically longer. 162 games. But I am here for it. I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm ready for baseball. I'm trying.
You
ready?
I'm ready.
You're ready.
Yes.
So we've got Let's Go Streaking coming up a little bit later. We already debuted that for the Cubs and Dodgers in Japan. Here's the debut of Safe or Out, Chris Verlaud.
What is your favorite opening day memory of yours?
I've been to I wanted to say, and once again, let me remind parents listening, it's not too late. I don't know everybody's individual family situation. I don't know everybody's individual kid situation, but I would say this: if your situation allows it, of course, and your kid's schooling would allow it, please consider letting them play hooky today. I said this yesterday. It's one of the great memories of my childhood, especially at 13, 14, which is when they let me. You got baseball opening day. Everything's on TV, followed by March Madness. You got a Kings game tonight. What a great sports day. Let them stay home. Give him a couple bones for a 2-liter and a microwave pizza or something, whatever it is. Let him stay home and watch sports all day.
I think I'd rather go to school.
Really? By the way, my son was given that opportunity yesterday. Well, March Madness starts at 4 o'clock. I'll be home by then, so I don't really need to miss.
So he's not a baseball guy either?
Nah, he is not a baseball guy. I've tried, and honestly, I've tried to shield him from my baseball, whatever, but nah, he's not. He's not a baseball. Oh, I could just watch March Madness of the Kings after the school. So thanks. Okay, good job, Mace. My favorite memory of opening day was actually a coincidence. It was luck. We were on the RV trip, and we happened to be going to Chicago. We were in Chicago going through there for opening day. And I went on StubHub just on a whim, and there were it wasn't even bleacher tickets. It was like far right field, way up, for like $4 a piece. So I surprised the guys. I think it was like $15 for 3 tickets. It was because the game had already started, right?
Yeah.
It was just starting. We got there in the 3rd inning. We ended up sneaking,
like Ferris Bueller.
We right? No, totally. We ended up sneaking down to some pretty decent seats between first and home, a few rows back. I think, if I remember right, I think Derek Lee was playing for them, or I forget. But I what I do remember though is that Ernie Banks sang "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Wow.
Ernie Banks sang "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" when we were there. He passed not that long after. And the other thing I remember, which I grew up watching WGN, like anybody my age, I never remembered noticing the ivy was brown.
Yeah.
It was brown. I never noticed that. I never
season.
noticed that on TV, but in person it's stark. But that's probably the coolest opening day moment for me.
That's cool. Yeah, I remember as a kid it was always the Reds for whatever reason.
Yes.
They were the first team to play.
Yes.
I guess for me, and I
think that started in 1897. So
yeah, I remember that.
The Red Stockings.
Yeah. I don't know if it was their actual opening day or it was opening the park, but I know I went to the first ever game in San Francisco.
Okay. Oh.
With the Dodge at the new, it was then
Pac-Bell Park.
Right after Candlestick. And the random part of that game, it was like media overflow. They put a bunch of us just in left field. Like we were sitting in the seats with a bunch of other media around. And of all people on the Dodgers that day, Kevin Elster hit 3 home runs.
Kevin Elster.
And I bet, and he was near the end of his career. I bet he hit 10 in the season.
Why do I remember? Wasn't Kevin? Was he a Met or a
Met?
Was he a Royal? I remember him as a Met.
The Giants opening the park, and
did they lose that game?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think they did.
I'm assuming they did. I don't remember, but that was kind I think that's the only opening day everyone.
Do you remember who their starting left fielder was?
Mm-hmm. Barry Bonds.
Yeah. They've enjoyed some consistency since then, though.
Yeah, have.
They actually
Very consistent.
legitimately
You see like MLB putting Barry Bonds like stories out and stuff like that on their social media.
Have they?
And it's like, guys, like you have ignored this dude until like they're not voting for him for the Hall of Fame anymore.
That needs to change. Yeah. Coming up later, Jason's got a factoid. The Giants have been more consistent than any other team at this as well.
Yeah.
Incredible consistency in inconsistency. Question number 2, please.
What are you most excited about this season?
I am preemptively excited about really trying to rediscover my love for the game because I've been out on baseball for a while, and I'm hoping that the A's being temporarily in Sacramento will squeeze those juices, if you will, again. There's no reason for me to not like baseball, but and I've never been, it's the great mystery in my head. I can't put my finger on it. Once upon a time, it was my favorite sport, and I watched and listened to it. If you're going to listen to a game on the radio every single freaking night when they weren't on TV, like you're diehard. I grew up listening to this station in KNBR, and it would start in the mornings, and then you had Pete Franklin and a very young Bob Fitzgerald and Ralph Barbieri and Gary Radnich. And I listened because I wanted Giants talk. I couldn't get enough of it. I don't know what happened. I want to rediscover that love because the Kings are like it's like my passion play, and I'm a huge Kings fan, but baseball was probably the most romance I've ever had in sports.
Maybe you could be that voice for a future talk show host. I grew up listening to Carmichael Dave talking baseball.
What? I hope that's not already the case where somebody goes, how come you're not into baseball? Well, I grew up listening to a guy named Carmichael Dave rip baseball. It truly is the most fun.
This other guy really went overboard with it.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to the A's being here. The Athletics. Excuse me. I don't know what their official title is. But I think there's gonna be a lot of people that end up going to the games going, I had a really good time at the game. I just think I think it's gonna be great. I really do.
I
I'll be
hope
wrong
so.
on that, but I think it's gonna be awesome.
No matter how long it lasts, there will be some special moments.
Yes.
I hope. And God forbid the A's do something this year.
Right.
Hey, now.
Watch out.
Question 3.
Other than Shohei Ohtani, who is the best player in baseball?
Yeah. It's interesting. Because is it who's the best, or like who would you take? And I'm going to try to combine those. I'm going to take Bobby Witt Jr. And I know there's a lot of other options out there. What? That's not are we Aaron judging?
Even the phrasing of the question, other than Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah. Wait,
so is he the best player in baseball?
Yes. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry he is.
Yeah.
Especially because he's pitching this year.
Is he?
I think so. Isn't he?
Okay.
I thought he was.
Maybe.
I'm saying.
So now it's even. They're just both hitters.
What, you're saying if he's not pitching?
You've always said it's like a game changer because he pitches.
Yeah.
No one else can even compare because they don't pitch, and he is also a very good pitcher. But if he just hits,
it's definitely more of a conversation.
Okay. It's Judge. On the question.
Do you think it's Judge?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he hits home runs.
A lot of them.
Yeah. You know what
for average.
You know what else they call home runs? They call them rally killers, Jason.
Oh.
You clear the bases. It's kind of selfish.
That's what Shohei does too.
I mean, I guess. Here, hold on. I just want to bring up their stats. Plus, Judge is 32.
Oh no,
he's old.
Wow.
Shohei's like only 30.
Yeah. Woo. Good thing.
Why is everything? Wait, hold on a second. Why is everything? Oh, because okay, sorry. It's like, why is everything blank? Oh, it's because why is there? This is a 2025. Oh, because I have Ohtani. Hold on. I know we got a break. I had him as the 2025 season. I'm like, why did Ohtani have a 0 WAR last year? I mean, they're pretty close in everything. except Ohtani has
stolen bases, not even
49 more stolen bases.
Yep.
How many strikeouts has Judge thrown?
Judge
thrown same amount as Shohei last year.
Oh,
Judge did strike out, by the way, 9 times more than Ohtani last year.
That's it.
Honestly, that is kind of surprising to me too.
Seriously?
Yeah. Judge had 171. Ohtani had 162.
I would not have guessed that.
Granted,
I thought you were saying he had 9 times more.
No. And Judge, granted, had 75 less at bats, but still, I thought that was going to be a massive gulf. That's a point in his favor. Also, Judge plays. He's not really a great fielder.
Really?
I mean, he's okay. I think
he's got a cannon.
Put it this way: he had more errors than Ohtani did last year.
Okay, from DH.
You know what? You say tomato.
Yeah.
When we come back, March Madness is back. Sweet 16 matchups. There's still time to let your kids play hooky, and let's celebrate Sacramento's Aaron Judge as well. I'm fine with that. That's a Sacramento guy. We'll be right back after this.
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sacktown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for 3, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Spring Savings at AutoZone.
Glad to be here. I need to spring save on an oil change.
Right now, you can get an STP Extended Life Oil Filter with 5 quarts of Mobil 1 Advanced for just $35.99.
What if I need to spring save on a high mileage motor oil?
Our spring savings include Mobil 1 Advanced High Mileage.
And the oil filter?
And the oil filter. All for just $35.99. It's part of Spring Savings at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body?
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA3 Weather Center for your Thursday. Bit of everything in the forecast after a mild beginning to the day. We have overcast skies and the chance for a few showers on and off again during the afternoon. We'll also have a breezy day with gusts up to 25 miles an hour, highs in the mid-60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. Whether you purchase a new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, Elk Grove Honda has the right Honda at the right price. In the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Buckle up, race fans. The 2025 Metal Cloak NorCal Stampede is coming in full throttle on Saturday, March 29th at Prairie City SVRA. The Ultra 4 USA West Coast Series kicks off with a high-octane showdown, where fearless drivers will push their machines to the limit over massive jumps, punishing rock obstacles, and high-speed straightaways. This is off-road racing at its wildest. Don't miss it. Tickets are just $30 at the gate, and camping is available. Prairie City SVRA in Rancho Cordova. Be there.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-2013. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-2013. 800-444-2013.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Well, it's the Ram Truck Month sales event, and I know that means discounts.
Right now, you can save up to $17,500 off MSRP on new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s. And we don't just have a few Rams. We have Northern California's biggest selection, with over 500 new Rams available.
It's the big city savings with the small town customer service.
Exactly. When you shop at Hoblet, you become part of the family. Plus, we don't just have big savings on Ram trucks. We have almost 200 vehicles at the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter and over 30 under $20,000.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
17,500 total net savings after 10,500 factor rebates and 7,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include 2,000 Chrysler Capital bonus cash. Must finance through Chrysler Capital. 1,500 National Conquest dealer cash. Must currently own or lease a Ford, Chevy, or GMC brand vehicle. And 500 on-the-job upfit. Must show 500 plus eligible upfit. 5 of this net savings. Sample VIN 684-262. See dealer for details.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Have you ever dreamed of shopping for the perfect jewelry from home? Well, now it's possible, and you can even build your credit. PrestigiOJewelers.com now offers online shopping, making us the premium credit jeweler nationwide. With an exceptional selection of fine jewelry, from engagement rings and gold chains to sparkling diamond earrings and much more. With over 30 years of experience, Prestigio guarantees you'll find exactly what you're looking for. It's fast and easy. Once approved, you'll receive a guaranteed credit line from $400 to $10,000. All you need is to be 18 years or older, have a valid form of ID, be employed for a minimum of 6 months, and a bank account for automatic payments. PrestigioJewelers.com is the perfect way to establish or reestablish your credit, with interest rates at only 2.25% per month. We are here to help you with monthly reporting to all major credit bureaus. The perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. Visit us online at PrestigioJewelers.com or at one of our locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno. Enter code SACTOWNSPORTS at checkout to save 10%.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacramento's official home of the 49ers.
San Francisco.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
I'd like to thank Pat Still for printing out what tuition plus room and board is for Avery's colleges that she's considering. Thanks, Pat. Thanks.
Oh, man, I'm out of cash.
Hey, Huddersfield, you're going to have to get real good real fast.
Real fast. Premier League, here we come. Welcome back. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, Christopher Lott. Hey, I haven't thrown out the phone numbers yet. 1-800-920-1140, 916-339-1140 is your text line as well. Please like and subscribe at YouTube. Hey, Chris, are we doing that giveaway today as well? I don't have.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so coming up later on today, we'll be giving away Arsenio Hall, Jay Leno live at Hard Rock this Saturday. We got you covered for that. We'll do that a little bit later. Tune in. I saw somebody put this out there, and I thought this would be interesting. Then we have some sports news, general sports news. Thank you, Chris. Coming up, it's the most frustrating things in sports. Okay. This is a top 10.
This would be an interesting list. Okay.
We don't have a drum roll Dave Letterman style, but Just pretend in your head. Number 10, pass interference on 3rd or 4th and long.
Okay.
Number 9, swinging and hitting a pop-up with a 3-0 count. Number 8, blatant roughing the passer. I actually would correct that because I'll give you I'll give you a spoiler alert. I think that actually should be blatant not roughing the passer that's called. Yeah. Number 7, fouling on a 3-point shot.
That's up there for me.
Number 6, missing both free throws. I don't know if this is in order of most frustrating, by the way.
Pizza.
Number 5, striking out looking. I mean, sometimes you can't help that. Number 4, jumping off sides on 3rd or 4th down. Number 3, leaving runners in scoring position. Number 2, giving up offensive rebounds. And number 1, a false start on 3rd or 4th down. Now, I think there's one in here for me that is missing that frustrates me almost as much, if not more than all of those.
I've got one too.
Okay. When you play perfect defense for 23 seconds on the shot clock and then they throw up a prayer and it goes in.
It's called a Jokic.
Did you see that pass yesterday? Oh my God. I had to keep Jokic had this pass to who's the guy? Yeah, thank you, Aaron Gordon. Jokic is at the top of the key and he does this spin and passes it under the basket to Gordon for the dunk. Brooke Lopez got bullfighted. Had no idea where the ball was. I had to watch it 4 times to even understand how he made the pass.
Yeah, how did he do that? Yeah.
How in the HE double hockey sticks? Chris, was that yours? You said you had one.
No, that was
okay.
Back on that pass was that baseline from the other baseline view.
Yeah.
Where you don't even see Gordon when he passes it, and then he just comes and lays it up. It's crazy.
Stupid. Yeah. Just one of the great passes we've
Mine is winning goal taken away for offsides.
But what if it's actually offsides, though? Does that make a difference?
No.
So you'd rather there be no replay? No VAR.
That's a tricky.
I mean, back in the day, Jason, did you?
I'm saying when you score and everyone's celebrating, and then the flag comes up.
Which unless it's against you.
Yes,
then it's great.
Then it's hilarious.
What if they took offsides away in soccer? Would you be okay with that?
No.
Okay. Jason, were there any that you missed? Or was that
no, that list is good, I guess. The one that bothers me the most, and the Kings actually do lead the league in it, fouling 3-point shooters.
Do they really lead the league in it? Mm-hmm. Come on, man. You got to stop that.
Yeah.
Don't be fouling 3-point. Well, I mean, at least they're trying to play defense on 3-point.
Also, game being delayed for someone throwing up on the court.
Yeah, it's also, that's
I actually like that.
Yeah, is that fun? That's exciting. Also, sad, not like somebody died sad, but lump in the throat news from the world of announcing. Jim Nantz has announced his retirement. He will.
Did you read that though?
I did. He said that he will retire from calling the Masters in 2026. It will be Nantz's 51st time calling the tournament and the 100th anniversary of the Masters. Wait, never mind. 2036. I will give him props for this.
Yeah.
If that happens, that's screw you, Kobe, RIP, Kareem, anyone else who's ever had a retirement tour. That's an 11-year retirement tour.
And then he even said, well, I would be willing to do more. Okay.
Well, he throws the caveat in there. I can see when I get there, and it's here's my thing, and I've said this about players, people, whatever. If you can still do the job,
right,
and here's how you know if you can still do the job. Your employer continues to employ you.
Yes.
Okay? Regardless of what it is. If you're an athlete hanging on, everybody always says, oh, come on, man. I don't want to see Jerry Rice with the Bronx. Listen.
Someone's employing him.
Especially with athletes. You're a rookie usually around 20, give or take a couple years. You're retiring. If you're at the hanging on point, you're generally around 40, give or take a couple of years. In the big scheme of things, if you have a normal and average shelf life, that's like a quarter of your life. Mm-hmm. That's a blip. Do the thing as long as you can.
Absolutely.
If Nance is having fun with this and we see Jim Nance and he's good enough to still be employed at 80 and you go out like Vern, go out like Vern. What are you going to do? Eat tuna fish sandwiches and watch Price is Right in Florida? That's what all retired people do to me. They have like a TV tray.
Yeah.
They sit with their wives and eat tuna fish.
My
or
stories are on.
Yeah, exactly. Watch that. So I am perfectly fine. It just won't be the same.
Yeah.
It just won't be the same. March Madness returns. We've got the Sweet 16.
It's in San Francisco.
Isn't that
2 of the games?
Yeah, 2 of the games. Isn't that special?
Yeah.
So it all kicks off today at 4:09. BYU, the 6th seed, versus Alabama. That's at 4:09 on CBS from New Jersey. San Francisco, Florida will host Maryland. That's a 1-4. That's at 4:39. So remember, they stagger them a half hour apart. And then you get a little bit of a break. And then at 6:39, number 1 Duke, certainly Duke on TV more than Leave It to Beaver reruns. They are again in New Jersey. They play number 4 Arizona. And to finish it off, Texas Tech, the 3 seed versus John Calipari's Arkansas, the closest we have, which is hilarious, a number 10 seed, a major college, a former NCAA champion, Corliss Williamson.
Yeah.
And all of that is the closest we have to a Cinderella really left in the
That's probably true, right?
Sweet 16. Yeah. Yes.
Feels like BYU would be, though, a little bit.
I couldn't agree with you more, but they're a 6th seed.
Yeah.
So by the letter of the law, but
But if they're to the Elite 8,
that's more surprising to me than it would be, especially since I think in one of my brackets had them out in the first.
I did. I picked VCU.
I will ask you this, Jason. You got a 2, a 1, a 1, and a 3. Do you think we will see major bloodletting tonight?
Actually, as I said, I think BYU has a chance to beat Alabama.
Okay.
I really do. I would think Florida and Duke would hold up.
That would be for either of those.
That's the biggest
bracket busters. Duke more than anyone.
I mean, this isn't very. I think the one thing I could possibly see would be BYU over Alabama, but I would probably pick all the seeds: Alabama, Florida, Duke, and Tech.
Duke favored by 9.5, Florida 6.5, Alabama 5.5. The one I would look at, honestly, and maybe I continue to disrespect him, and I don't mean to, but Texas Tech is favored by 5.5. But if you told me there was going to be an upset, that's probably the one I would pick.
I could see it.
We'll see. That's why they play. Grab your brackets for the Sweet 16. We'll take a break. When we come back, don't forget Kelly Brothers at 7:28. He is, in fact, good at business. Coming up at 7:43, we're going to talk a little bit about Wes Wilcox leaving. He put out a nice note yesterday. I had a chance to talk to him yesterday afternoon, and also GMs around the league, and a quote I have, a little voice clip that you might want to listen to. In the meantime, 3 for Madness coming up next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, Folsom Lake Ford. Shop all your favorite models on sale now, like America's best-selling F-Series. Check out a huge selection of Mavericks, F-150s, and Super Duty trucks, or tech-filled SUVs like Explorers and Expeditions. Plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. All in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with $0 down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest finance rates. And Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they are my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. For 35 years and counting, come down and take a test drive today. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right, 3 for Madness. Question 1.
So, from a playoff perspective, is this a must-win for the Kings?
Yeah, I think so. You got to win this one. It doesn't mean if they don't win, they're not going to get in the playoffs. But at this point, you got to win the winnables. They are favored in this game. I don't know. They won't be favored against Indiana. I don't know. I'm really, really curious as to what the Orlando line is going to be.
I mean, basically the same record, so I would say they wouldn't be, but it might be like 1.5.
I'm with
either
you.
way.
I'm with you. That's the one where it's almost a coin flip. Look, there's going to be some games on this road trip they are certainly favored in, but as we have learned, whether it's against Cleveland when they're dogs or whether it was Portland last time when they were favored, that doesn't always tell you what the story is. But when you've got Orlando, Indiana, now Washington and Charlotte should be wins. Cleveland's probably looking for revenge, but so was Houston when we went in there. And then Detroit before you got the Nuggets, the Clippers, and Phoenix, which, by the way, it's always fun to look at those three earlier in the season and say this, but I'm pretty sure, no guarantee, pretty sure in those three final games, all against teams that are either even or ahead of the Kings in the playoff race, they're all three almost certainly going to be playing for something.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to luck out almost certainly with, depending on everybody sitting. So I would say, yeah, you can look at the schedule right now. And if you just went by games they were favored in, and let's give them even without giving them Orlando, you've got probably 3, maybe 4 wins left over your last 10. You gotta win this.
Yeah, I mean, in the spirit of the question, I would say no, they don't have to, but like that's just because worst case scenario tonight, the Kings lose and Dallas wins. Dallas would leapfrog the Kings. Kings would be in a tie with Phoenix. That's the worst thing.
Yeah.
Best case, Kings win, Dallas loses. It's now 1.5, and you've got the tiebreaker, which is really 2.5, so they'd be in good position. But to me, I think tonight's less about the standings as it is about just the Kings' mindset, psyche, vibes, beliefs, wherever we want to go. Like they were playing, we were so excited about what they had done with the win over Memphis and Cleveland, and they've given all that back and then some. Here with the loss to Chicago was the killer because I think we can rationalize the Bucks, the Celtics, and the Thunder. I mean, it's the results honestly weren't shocking to me, but now you're playing a team that has bothered you. It's 2-1 against you, but you do have a better record. You are at home. You are trying to get to this play-in.
Yep.
I mean, this is the one you really need to get.
You got to get it.
Yeah.
7:00 tonight, Sacktown Sports, G-Man, and Jason Ross.
Hey, that's me.
On the call. Question 2, please.
Question 2.
Is there a part of you that's glad they're going on the road after this?
Yeah, a little bit. Get away from everything. And again, without knowing what Zach's going through and without knowing whether or not it will affect him or not, sometimes going on the road helps you.
Yeah.
Whether it's just Zach and anything he's going through personally or the team in general, get away from the families, get away from the friends, get away from all that stuff. You're all bonded. You're all staying in the same hotel, eating together, meeting together, practicing together. Everyone's together on the road. You're doing the flights and all that fun stuff. Sometimes it's just good to get a change of scenery. Kings are a decent road team this year. I mean, that's good. Good news is Kings have been a pretty good road team the last few years. Bad news is they're not a very good home team. So it's kind of nice to get them out on the road. Final road trip of the year, big 6-game swing, and some very winnable games.
Yeah, I'm glad too. I think it's a good time for them. I'll say this. I don't think I said this yesterday on the show, but I was feeling it where obviously we're not playing. That's an obvious statement, but I felt worn out, like with the amount of games, the home back-to-backs that they had. It just felt like there was just so much basketball lately. And my point being, I'm working all those games, but I'm not playing. And I felt a bit, I've done this for a long time. It's been a long season. It's been a weird season. Like, man, this homestand's just kind of worn me out. I got to imagine there's some of that for them. And so the road trips spread out nicely. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to kind of get away and you're just there to play and there's less distraction. So yeah, I actually think it will be good for them.
I hope so, because they need some good for them moments right now. Number 3, please.
Question 3.
Wes Wilcox sent out a nice note through the media yesterday thanking Kings fans. What will be your lasting impression of him?
I think a lot of misunderstanding, because I in looking at the reaction, look, Wes is not the most popular guy in town, and just reading, he by the way, full transparency, he reached out to a handful of media members, myself included, said his goodbyes personally, and then said, hey, here's a graphic if you want to put it out, cool. If not, no, but this is my goodbye to the fans in the city. And He went on to talk about how much of a privilege it's been to work for the Kings, to work with Monty, and wanted to thank the players and coaches, but also, most importantly, the most passionate, loyal fans in the NBA for your endless enthusiasm and unconditional care of Kings basketball. Like you all, the Wilcox family will keep cheering for Sacramento Kings basketball. So it was a nice gesture. You didn't have to do that. You don't often see that from assistant GMs when they leave. I don't know if I've ever seen that. But I will say that I think there's a lot of misunderstanding with Wes. One of the big things that I've seen that just I have no indication that it's true is that there's some sort of disconnect between him and Monty. Mm-hmm. I talked to him for a good 10, 15 minutes last night. One of two things is a fact. Either that's all garbage, and Wes Wilcox, when I was talking to him, was like, he was getting emotional on the phone, like how much he and Monty are in lockstep, what they're doing, how hard it was to leave, but this is, a major opportunity, blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure he got paid very, very well to go to Utah. And this wasn't his first opportunity to leave. He's had opportunities in previous years. And of course, he was a pretty decent GM with Atlanta. I don't buy the Monty West thing at all. And I haven't gotten that from either of them. So either that's a lie or Wes is in the wrong business and needs to get into acting.
Yeah,
because he'll win an Oscar. And also, I think we all need to be very careful. And this is probably the biggest disconnect I've had with some of our fan base this year. And it was with the De'Aaron Fox thing. It's going to be Doug Christie. It's Wes Wilcox. It'll eventually probably be Monty McNair. Be very, very careful how you judge these people based on what you hear,
right?
Because time and time again, we hear something, but it was a leak that wasn't true. There is a long history of good people working with this organization that end up being scapegoats because you can scapegoat them instead of scapegoating the people that the people that have consistently been here,
right,
that have created the culture within the hallways. Is Wes perfect? I don't know. And I'm not trying to do a full-throated defense of him, but I think a lot of the criticism and a lot of the rumors about him aren't true. I do truly think he was hauling on the Kings and really, really wanted to see this team succeed.
Yeah, my lasting impression of it, I think the front office has done a good job by and large.
Yeah.
They certainly haven't been perfect.
Right.
To get executive of the year, which goes to Monty, but Monty thanks the entirety of the staff. That's a couple of years ago. Wes is a part of that. I just go back to the relationships part. I wish I actually got a chance to know him even better and know him, because every time I talked to him, I really enjoyed it. I think he was first and foremost just friendly and very approachable, very talkative, and loved the sport, was more than comfortable to talk about things. And so I always appreciated that about him. And I'm curious about the next journey for him going to Utah. Just the way whole thing has changed. To have college GMs. This is just something that was not even a possibility like a year ago, 2 years ago.
Right.
So it's a new job. He obviously, for whatever reason, multiple reasons, maybe is taking it. And I wish nothing but the best for him.
Oh, absolutely. And we'll see. We'll see if that position gets filled. I'm not going to confirm or deny that I'm in talks to take that position over. But at this point, I need all the jobs I can get.
I'm here to deny.
Yeah, you here to deny? Okay, well, I'm not going to disagree with you. Yeah. Good morning, JR. It's an early JR. Wow. What's going on?
You have a doctor appointment?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I got to get gas in the car. Hey, retirement. Don't be retiring there, Jay. You said you're tired. You're ready to go. You're ready to eat those tuna fish sandwiches.
I did say that, word for word.
You're more of an Arizona place, but come on, Telly. Telly Tubby.
He loves that. Hey, Telly Tubby.
Yeah,
that's too far, JR.
He's a dinky or speaky or winky. Hey, the one man that never gives it up is G-Man. And I know you're talking about going through hard times. G-Man constantly stays positive and going forward. And as a Kings fan, I'm like, all right, G-Man's carrying me, because if he can stay positive through all the games he's had to be in front of. And the other night, he's just like, he sounded exhausted because, we're down by 18. and then he diverted the attention to like Deuce Mason or someone. And I went, oh, now he's just trying to not pay attention to the game and just divert from the whole job he has. But you talk about a guy who's just going to carry it on as he does in a professional level, like you're talking about Nance.
Yeah.
G-Man is he's a god. I mean, G stands for God now. So I just love that, man. There you go. That's my positive take of the day. We get a win tonight. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you, JR. Do better next time.
It's getting gas.
We'll take a break when we come back. Sports business with Kelly Brothers. A lot on the docket today. Yes, as always, Dad, make sure you listen up. His favorite segment. We've got Chisholm and Sack. LA news as far as what's in and out. George Foreman. And an update on the Valkyries in the Bay Area. A lot of other stuff we'll get into with Kelly. We'll do that next.
Live and local.
With everything 49ers.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco. Paul George went up and caught the ball. Touchdown!
The 49ers play on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Well, it is March. We know there's a lot of things that are going on in this month, but how about you take advantage of the special that the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento has for you right now with a deal that I think you'll like. $150 off your garage door, a new garage door, with the purchase of a new garage door opener. Your dream could be just a click away, just like for us. Brand new doors from the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. Incredible people. What a company. The whole process was easy, actually kind of fascinating to watch. The removal of the old doors, the insertion of the new doors, and this is a game changer for us. The return on investment, top notch. Obviously, the curb appeal, everything we were looking for. Just it looks and updates our home. There's windows at the top. It's the doors we wanted. They roll up smoothly and quietly, and obviously you can run them now through an app, through the keypad on the side of the garage, or the traditional remote. It's just fabulous, and they have done this for so many years, 70-plus years in our region, impacting many, many people in our area, and you could be the same, just like us. Check out their showroom, see all the different selection they have for you. Also, you may just want to get a fix to your current garage door. They'll help you with that as well. You could call them at 916-421-3747. It's the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center for your Thursday. Bit of everything in the forecast after a mild beginning to the day. We have overcast skies and the chance for a few showers on and off again during the afternoon. We'll also have a breezy day with gusts up to 25 miles an hour, highs in the mid-60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Ready for an early bird special? A new HVAC system replacement, both heating and cooling, for as low as $11,789. This is a limited offer and ends April 15th. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696355.
Attention tax accountants. The following message is for you. Tax season is here, and if you're an accounting firm, the pressure is on. Long hours and tight deadlines make this time of year a challenge for even the most seasoned tax professionals. But this tax season, Blue Jay has your back. Powered by generative AI, Blue Jay is the preferred partner solution of CPA.com for tax research. Ask a complex tax question, and Blue Jay gives you better tax answers in seconds. Save time, maximize your clients' refunds with high-speed, accurate, and intuitive AI technology. Built with a library of only the most trusted tax resources, updated daily to keep up with changes in tax. For a limited time, save 40% off at bluejay.com/start now. That's BLUE, the letter J.com/start now. Or text BLUE to 511-511. Save 40% by texting BLUE to 511-511. Tax accountants don't leave money on the table. Stress less and text BLUE to 511-511 today. Tax fees may apply.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more.
With
autopay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Joining us now on Sports Sense, certified financial planner Kelly Brothers. Kelly is an advisor with Cap Trust, one of the nation's largest registered investment advisors. Cap Trust counts among its clients numerous pro athletes and pro sports franchises, but most importantly serves many Northern Californians through comprehensive financial planning. Here's Kelly Brothers.
As we begin our conversation, as we do each and every week with Kelly Brothers, guys, I saw this interesting stat from Jay Kuda on Twitter. This might be the stat of the day with March Madness back. Teams that are in the Sweet 16 over the last 7 days, all 16 are currently 2-0. Wow. Oh. Dare I say 8 of them
right.
will end. Kelly, that's why people tune in so they can sound smart at the water cooler. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Well, and speaking of smart, congratulations to your daughter, Dave. That's fantastic. I mean, I'd read the research where that level of intelligence often will skip a generation, and
100%.
Knowing your father, I'm starting to believe in that now.
Well, Kelly, you're the financial guy, so I look forward to our many off-air conversations where I'm desperately trying to find ways to make money and not live in a cardboard box. Also, on the personal text line, I just got a note from Hagen Oaks' own Tom Morton saying, my 2 students on the radio together. Shout out to
the game of
Tom. And I guarantee you, Kelly, I actually went and saw Tom yesterday to work on the swing for the first time in a long time.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure Kelly's probably the better student. I always tell Tom, hide that you work with me. Don't share that with people.
No, he compared your swing to Freddie Couples. I don't know why.
Freddie Couples now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Kelly, we got a lot to get to, including somebody in Sacramento, quite interesting. Give us the local tie.
Well, no, is there any team or any sports fan base that does a better job with nicknames than Boston? I don't think there is. I mean, they all have nicknames, whether it's, Pudge Fisk, Oil Can Boyd, Trot Nixon. They just do a great job. And remember, it was Donnie Baseball.
Yeah.
Well, some of the Boston media outlets were reporting this week that Bill Chisholm was walking through Golden One Arena before the Kings game. He got a tour of the arena before he went down to meet for the first time Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, basically saying, hey, I'm the guy who's going to be signing your paychecks. Nice to meet you. He's the man who, of course, is leading the group that just announced they're paying $6 billion for the Celtics. And so anyway, some Boston fans recognized him walking around through Golden One, and they started shouting out, and they started calling him Billy Banners, as if like he's going to win multiple championship banners.
Wow.
So, no, Mr. Chisholm was in town, and it's interesting. This was his first chance to actually meet his team.
Wow. That's interesting. I didn't know he was here.
I didn't even know that, but that's a good nickname if it lasts.
Billy Banners?
Yeah, that's as good as it gets right there.
Yeah, it is, yeah, especially if it holds up.
Right.
Desperately trying to search for something that starts with a V for our guy, but I'll get back to you.
Yeah, he was sitting next to Vivek at the game, and I think he was happier than Vivek until he saw Mr. Tatum go down, and then that wasn't a happy moment considering what he just spent on the team. But no, he was in town, and from what I understand, he's going to kind of have dual residences, one in Boston and one in Menlo Park.
Nice.
Okay.
Kelly, saw some news for the Entertainment and Sports Programming Network. ESPN's had Sports Center out in Los Angeles for a decade and a half. It's been a long time, I think, and now it sounds like everybody's going back to Bristol.
15 years they've had that studio in LA, and they've announced they're done. They're moving it out of LA, leaving LA. They're taking the Lake Sports Center back to Bristol. There's 35 staffers who they say will be offered jobs in Bristol, but they're not going to have a job in LA anymore. So, they really haven't talked about why. I'm sure it's not cheap, but I mean, they own the studio. They already have 200 other employees there anyway. They haven't really said why they're shutting it down, but the 16-year West Coast run for SportsCenter will be over in late May.
That's so interesting because first off, I'm as we often will talk about on this show, Kelly, I still have to do the math in my head between Channel 10 and Channel 13 after they switched, which seems like it was 10 years ago and it was longer. I still do the math in my head.
So do I. You're right.
But with this, I still remember the whole big parade thing they did. We got our studios out here. Now we're going to be close to the action. We got all these guests coming in and all that. And now, and the knock on Bristol was always like, on one hand, it's like a campus. Everybody's together. On the other hand, it's in the middle of nowhere. It's interesting.
Yeah. And well, not only that, their location in LA has gone up in relevance because their location in LA is now, really close to SoFi. It's like right across the street from the Clippers' new home, which just opened this year. So it seems like it's gone up in relevance, but no, they're not. They're pulling the plug on SportsCenter in LA.
Wow.
So I don't. They haven't given a reason, but we do know obviously the world has changed for ESPN, and it's not just the cash machine that it was for any number of reasons, and so maybe this is just a belt-tightening move.
Kelly, I know obviously this is sports and business, and they all tie together a lot. There was a phenomenal athlete that we lost, George Foreman, but also what a crossover for him. He had the business entity, the likability, the marketability, the dual careers, the length of his career, just kind of an icon in that sports and business area.
No, he was incredibly likable. He was really kind of the Charles Barkley of boxing there for a while. And he, but I just always found it. I looked into a little bit. He used to get 40% of the profits of the George Foreman grill. That was a big number back in the late 90s when he first started selling it. And then right before the turn of the century, he sold the rights of his name for $127 million and additional stock in the Sultan Incorporated Company, which made the grill. And so he made a lot of money. He made way more money off the grill than he did boxing. Let's put it that way. I mean, by 100x. So he did pretty well, but we lost him, and but we still have his 12 children named George.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna sell the rights to my name.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
Did their names get sold in that?
Yeah.
Well, their name is George, so I guess they did.
Yeah, good point. Right
he also
there.
had 12 children and 11 German shepherds. So I don't know what they were named.
That's triggering to me because whenever I did something wrong growing up, my parents raised German Shepherds before me and my sister were born, and my dad always go, "Oh, Jesus Christ, I should have raised German Shepherds." every time, dude. Anyways, what's going on with the Valkyries other than basketball is nigh out in the Bay Area?
Yeah, no, just they did hit a number, which is impressive for an expansion team. They are the first WNBA team to sell over 10,000 season tickets.
Oh.
So the Golden State Valkyries will begin play in May, and they're doing just fine with 10,000 season tickets. They're going to share the Chase Center, obviously, with the Warriors, but that's a big number. That's a good number.
And are the WNBA numbers still looking promising based off of what Caitlin Clark helped boost the league last year?
Yeah. I mean, obviously those games are all selling out. So if you remove Caitlin, but even if you remove Caitlin Clark, the numbers are certainly trending up. Absolutely, they are. And did you see what they were promoting yesterday at the Oakland Coliseum? Did you see that?
No.
Any of that stuff? They're bringing cricket to Oakland. Cricket.
Wow.
Oh.
And obviously for certain parts of our population, from certain parts of the world, that's a big deal. I mean, cricket is like soccer in some parts of the world.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know that Americans are going to sit through a 3-hour cricket match, at least not initially. But they've had a team out of the Bay Area for a few years, but they always play in Dallas. That's where the cricket complex is. But now they are going to use the abandoned Oakland Coliseum as their new cricket match grounds. So
One other note on the WNBA. We hadn't talked about this. There was a quote from Angel Reese a couple weeks ago talking about the new collective bargaining agreement. And she said, and I quote, "I got to get in the meetings because I'm hearing like, if y'all don't give us what we want, we're sitting out." And I'm not trying to be a D-bag here, but my first thought was, okay, go ahead. Do you really want to test that water? I remember, and older heads will remember this a little bit too. The Major League Umpires Union, once upon a time, Major League umpires were incredibly aggressive back in the Eric Gregg days. And there was a point where they basically thought they were the story. And at one point they decided to go on strike. And I want to say, was it Sandy Alderson, the former A's executive, that basically busted their union and was like, yeah, we're going to fire all of you and we're just going to replace you. And good luck. And I want to say like 80% of the umps that were fired never worked for baseball again. And it's never been the same. Now, look, I don't mean this is it's going to sound this way. I truly don't mean this is any disrespect to the WNBA. We've had some great conversations about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and, of course, Asia Wilson and the I shouldn't say resurgence, this latest surgence of the WNBA. You start talking about, hey, if they don't, this is not, in my opinion, this is not the time for the WNBA to test the sitting out waters, because I think they're going to find very quickly that the owners are going to say, okay, cool, because you're not millionaires, you're thousandaires, and we can sit out a lot longer than you can. You see this all the time. And by the way, this isn't picking on the WNBA. You see this in the NFL all the time. Anytime the NFL threatens to go on strike, you've got millionaires that have 3 mortgages and 17 sports cars, and they can't afford to do it. Only the top line guys can. And Angel Reese is making more money than 98% of the WNBA. I'm just saying, Kelly, I think if they try to test those waters, that's getting a little big too quickly, and it won't end well for them.
No, it's like they've got a little campfire and there's a spark there now.
Yes.
And that would just be a bucket of cold water on that fledgling little fire if they were to do that. And I have, or you think back to Ronald Reagan when the air traffic controllers went on strike and he came out and said, well, they're no longer on strike. And everyone's like, what do you mean? Well, I fired them, so they're not on strike.
Yep.
So you better know where your leverage is. And they're gaining leverage, but they don't have it yet. Not enough to just disappear on their fan base for a while.
Just play and embrace Caitlin
Play
Clark
the game.
And Angel Reese and the other stars in the game. Don't be
They've got it good right now.
They've got it. Yes, just wait a little bit, do your thing, establish your talons into the hearts and minds of America, which you're doing, grow the game, and then, I don't know, maybe in 10 years. But we'll see. All right.
Yeah. Especially with so many other, there's so many sports leagues coming online now with volleyball, and so you're right. It would be the biggest self-inflicted wound ever right now if they were to go on strike. So,
Kelly, we appreciate you each and every week joining us. And like I said, I look forward to our many off-air conversations where I'm asking you if a sports radio version of OnlyFans would be profitable and what the taxes are. We'll talk soon.
All right, take care, guys. Good to see you.
See you. Bye. That's Kelly Brothers. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's get into a conversation about the state of the Sacramento Kings. Nothing too deep, but just kind of interesting when you put it all in front of you. All the things that have happened this year. Just talking about personnel movements, and also a quote I think we could all listen to from somebody who does the job quite well from about 3 years ago that somebody put in my timeline that I think is apropos today. We'll do all that next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Hey, I need to tell you about Jonathan Gonzalez. Gonzalez Law, it's a lawyer and his office right here in downtown Sacramento. In fact, let me tell you about his track record. You go from 2016 through 2019, undefeated in jury trials. His case preparation, his overall approach, it's resulted in life-changing, impactful for results for many, many clients, and you could be one as well. So if you're looking for help, you have questions, maybe I'm not sure if I need representation. I have questions here. Well, that's why you call the offices at 916-304-9187. But you got someone locally that is here to help, that has been very successful. And you go to saclegaldefense.com to find out more. Now, maybe you've had some things in your past that's keeping you from some of your rights or doing some things that you'd like removed from your record. He does that with expungements, sexual harassment cases, wrongful termination cases, auto accidents, or criminal defense, whatever you might need. Again, I suggest you call the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez right in downtown Sacramento, 916-304-9187, or go to saclegaldefense.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay, things people love.
Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's with limited time savings on the supplies pros need. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $100 on every $1,000 you spend on select major appliances. And don't miss your chance to activate and earn 3 times the points on select DeWalt and Klein tools. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 3/28. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See associate or Lowe's.com for more details on qualifying items.
Buckle up, race fans. The 2025 Metal Cloak NorCal Stampede is coming in full throttle on Saturday, March 29th at Prairie City SVRA. The Ultra 4 USA West Coast Series kicks off with a high-octane showdown, where fearless drivers will push their machines to the limit over massive jumps, punishing rock obstacles, and high-speed straightaways. This is off-road racing at its wildest. Don't miss it. Tickets are just $30 at the gate, and camping is available. Prairie City SVRA in Rancho Cordova. Be there.
If you're not looking for a brand new car, at Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. We've kept only the best of our trades, and our buyer has found some of the finest pre-owned Hondas available in Northern California. You can see for yourself at elkgrovehonda.com. Whether you purchase a brand new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, your car buying experience will be the same. We have the right Honda at the right price. You'll find us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
2025 Rivercats Baseball is finally here. Kick off the year with exciting baseball, brand new giveaways, and all the fun of Sutter Health Park. Whether you're with friends or family, don't miss a moment of Rivercats action. Get your tickets for the first games of the season at rivercats.com.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
What even is this? I know we've played it before, but
Roddy Rich.
Roddy Rich. Welcome back. Sam joining us in 13 minutes. Will it be driving Sam? Will it be office Sam?
I know I'm shamelessly pumping the poll here.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about obviously your Sacramento Kings, who officially, or I guess Wes, I don't know, has the club said anything about Wes leaving?
I think it's only been a report and then him.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if they made an actual, I mean, forgive me if they did. Not that it's a big deal if they didn't. Wes Wilcox, assistant GM of the Sacramento Kings, is on his way to Utah, the Utes, if you will, as the general manager and kind of a fledgling new line of work for a lot of folk in that business. He leaves after 3.5 years as the assistant general manager for the Sacramento Kings with Monty McNair up top. He sent out a nice graphic yesterday. I talked to a few people and is very fond of the Sacramento area and mixed thoughts on Wes from the fan base. But it just, Jason, when you step back, if you'd have told me at the beginning of the year that the head coach would be gone, the assistant GM would be gone, the franchise player would be gone. I feel like I'm forgetting one too. Assistant coach would be gone. all during the season.
Yeah, no chance. None.
What a weird year in like this is one of the weirder years the Kings have ever had.
For sure. I mean, I look, it's not just recency bias. I think some people have said, is this the most up and down? I think there've been other up and down years like this. I think last year to some extent was like this, but it's all of it. You need to have the fact that I still feel like it's 3 seasons in one.
You're right.
So that's where, I mean, it's just been a bizarre year, like another year that would be similar in this sense where what was the season? I can't even remember who they started with as coach. How did they get to George Karl through Ty Corbin?
Oh, yeah. Malone? It was Malone
to Corbin to Karl. Is that right?
I think you're right. Malone to Corbin to Karl.
So that was a weird year.
Yeah.
Very weird. But there weren't the expectations. They also didn't make a franchise type you've had it all.
Yeah.
So, and also there was a little off-season drama with Mike Brown, but then once it's like the contract, like, okay, we're good. He's going to be here for a while. And I don't think before the year I thought De'Aaron would be gone by any stretch.
Sure.
And now they're both gone and Wes is leaving and Luke Laux. I mean, I understand that part, an opportunity for him, but was that also opportunity created a little bit more of a, like, I'll do this because this other stuff's, I mean, it's just, it feels like all these things are kind of connected. So what's next? I mean, man,
Monty and Doug. And I'll run you the through line. Yeah. I'd put that as an 8 of 10. Here's why. As much as I take Wes leaving at face value, I don't think you leave being an assistant GM in the NBA to go to what basically amounts to a mid-level college basketball program in a new position if you don't sense that changes are a-coming, and it's like you're jumping ship trying to think of your family. I think that's a harbinger of things to come. Now, here's the other thing. If Wes senses that, okay, we even before the West thing, we knew that Monty was on the hot seat no matter what. It's been 4 years. You've already gotten rid of Brown and most of the Beam team. Seems natural with this franchise. That would be the next move. But here's the thing. If you let the GM, this is where we get to Doug. If you let the GM go, well, you're not installing a coach for the new GM. The new GM, what have we talked about before? You don't hire the coach before the GM.
Right.
Which the way this franchise could be wrong. The way this franchise historically operates is that they will clean house in the offseason, and the talk will be about they did great. Monty was great. Doug was great, Beam team and this and that. And, talented team just need to go in a different direction. Yabba dooba doo. And here's your new GM. And here's then shortly after, here's the new head coach. And you get not one, but 2 shots at good press. Cause as always, there's a nice honeymoon bump that comes in with the new personnel, and we go there. Now, I'm not saying I want that to happen. Of course I don't. I'm obviously incredibly fond of Doug, and I have a ton of respect for Monty. I'm saying if I'm betting in Vegas, I'm betting that happens.
Yeah. And it's just, back to that same kind of cycle. And I think the more times you do that without an overall amount of success, the logical thought is, hey, it's 1 of 30 who wouldn't want the job.
Right.
But I just think the pool shrinks.
It does.
Because of your history of people that have left that. Look, I think by and large, people think pretty highly of Wes and around the league.
Around the league, he's got a lot of respect. So does Monty.
Doug's start. I don't think they're, Doug's just beginning, but they know who he is.
He's a respected individual and former player. Yeah.
And then Mike Brown was definitely
very respected.
And you saw what the coaches did around the league, basically, when he was let go. So again, it might be someone in a spot like, I don't know that I'll get another job, but I'll take this one. Or I don't care if I get let go in 2 years because I've got that job for 2 years to see what I can do. I don't love that. I don't think anybody should love that.
No, they shouldn't.
Now, you might find the gem. You might do it. You might.
Well, again, it's a what if, and it's always easy to sit outside the arena, pun intended, and for us to take shots and to say, this is what I do, this is what I do. But I just want to reiterate again, because maybe someday the right person will hear it and it'll be a eureka moment. There aren't a lot of things I'm sure about, and pretty much anything I say, I will say could be wrong, but not this one. This is just so damn elementary and easy. It's silly. If you want to improve the franchise, you sit down, preferably with a couple of NBA lifers that know what they're talking about, and I would go through. The very first thing I would do is I would rank the GMs in the league. The next thing I would do is I would say, for example, maybe the number one GM in the league, his assistant GM who's been there forever, you might rank higher than the 6th highest GM currently in a job. I would rank your top 10 most successful GM or GM prospects. And I would just start at the top and work my way down. So what would I do? I don't even know if you have to ask permission when someone's under contract when it comes to an executive. I truly don't know, but I know that executives have been pulled away before in mid-contract. So for me, I would identify Sam Presti as the number one general manager in the NBA. I think most would agree with that, but certainly top 3. Okay. And so what I would do is I would figure out, because it's not that hard. I would figure out what Sam makes per year. Okay. I would figure out what he makes per year, which according to this, I don't even know the hell, what website is this here? The highest paid NBA general managers from 2024. It says R.C. Buford is the highest paid GM at $10 million per year. Okay. So $10 million for R.C. Buford. 5th is Sam Presti, who makes $4.5 million annually. I would go to Oklahoma City and I would have dinner with Sam Presti, and I would say, Sam, I would like to pay you $20 million a year over 5 years to come be the GM of the Sacramento Kings for a number of reasons. Number one, he has proven for the last 20 years that he is at or near the top of all GMs, and that's where everything starts. That's where your coaching starts. That's where your players start. That's where the whole thing starts. Secondly, it doesn't count against the cap. You could pay him $1 billion a year. It doesn't count against the cap. We need to, and I've been screaming this forever, Jason, we need to normalize paying executives more than higher paid role players, because their effect on the team is, who do you think is going to have more of an effect on this team? A guy like Sam Presti for the next few years, or Zach LaVine? I would say Sam Presti. You have to pay Sam $40 million. And if Sam says, no, it's not the money, my family, my this, my that, whatever. Okay, cool. Next, R.C. Buford. Next. I'm going to find a guy. I bring him in and I say, you got 5 years, dude. Just let me know if we're making any major trades, and let me know if there's any major raises or contracts, just so we can sign off financially with the rest of the ownership. Other than that, I'll be in Hawaii and at the games. Good luck. And that, in my opinion, is how you run a successful basketball team. Get the right guys. Yep. Get the hell out of the way.
Let them do the job.
Nobody is interested in your opinion, and anybody who pretends they're interested in your opinion is pretending because they're on the payroll, and it's a rule you have to do that. Nobody is interested in your opinion other than sign the check, sir. That's what I do. We'll take a break. When we come back, Sam Amick of The Athletic joins us next. And one of the things I'm going to tell Sam, off air, of course, because we want to talk basketball, is my experience yesterday with the American Energy Heat and Air folks. As I got home yesterday, they were all out front. They'd been working on the house for about 2 hours, and they were out the door by 2 p.m., out the door with my furnace replaced, with my air conditioner replaced, with my thermostat replaced. Apparently there was a crimp in one of my ducts, which usually needs medication. Everything just, I'm not going to lie. I don't know what the heck a good furnace looks like. I don't know what the heck a good air conditioning unit looks like. I know they're shiny and they look awesome and everything looks professionally done and there's not like wires everywhere, but I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I will tell you this. At one point, they ran the heater for like 10 minutes and then they ran the air conditioning for 10 minutes. And he asked me to go over by one of my vents downstairs and put my hand next to the vent and say, hey, is Every dad has put their hand next to the air conditioning vent, and I swear to God, I swear on my kids, it felt like this thing was blowing 10 times more than my old AC unit was. I can't wait for the summer because that house is going to cool down like that. Connected the thermostat to my phone, and I got all this for far, far, far of a better deal than I would have gotten anywhere else, all from a company that smiles, that's respectful, and that I trust. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Whether it's a furnace, whether it's an AC unit, or you just want a tune-up for half price at $24.50 or a free diagnostic. Deal with these guys. I got them. My parents got them. My mother-in-law's got them. I've recommended them to a ton of friends. If I use them, good enough for me, good enough for you. Good enough for you, good enough for me. When we come back, Sam Amick next.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis. Put the frosting on the cake. Put the cherry on the sundae. Sabonis with a two-hand flush makes it 114-106.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Attention diabetics and weight loss patients. Are you or a loved one suffering complications after taking Ozempic, Wegovy, Rybelsus, Mounjaro, or Zepbound? These medications may be linked to serious gastrointestinal illnesses and other severe side effects leading to hospitalization or permanent injuries. If you've been hospitalized after taking these medications, you're not alone. We understand your pain and frustration and will stop at nothing to help you get the compensation you deserve for your suffering. If you've been diagnosed with gastroparesis, chronic vomiting, deep vein thrombosis, DVT, or experienced intestinal blockage requiring surgery, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Call the Tort Defenders Helpline and find out immediately if you qualify. Get the justice you deserve. Call 888-900-LAW-1 today for a free consultation. That's 888-900-LAW1. Remember, time is limited to file, so don't wait. Call 888-900-LAW-1 today. Paid for by Tort Defenders. Tort Defenders is not a law firm and does not provide legal services.
Festival Country in the Park is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Paul Mitchell, The School, Sacramento, and Stoney's Rockin' Rodeo. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
What if your limited inventory had unlimited potential? What if your biggest risk was not taking one? What if you could make every move matter? Bank of America's business solutions can help bring your biggest what-ifs within reach. Find out how our digital tools, cutting-edge insights, and trusted expertise can work for your business. What would you like the power to do? Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank sponsor of FIFA World Cup 2026.
I'm Johnny Mosley with the Toyota Tahoe Report. Time to carve up new lines in your Toyota because anytime you're skiing on a Thursday, that's a pretty killer Thursday if you ask me. Unsettled skies over the mountain, that's never stopped any of us, right?
Thanks, Johnny. Today, there's a 50% chance of showers with snow levels up to 7,400 feet. And tomorrow, a 40% chance of snow showers and partially sunny. Little or no snow accumulation is expected. This report is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Your local sports leader in the 916.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross. Christopher Laud on day 3 of his 3-day, perhaps fast. He is on a hunger strike until the Kings win. We really, really hope the Kings win tonight.
Yeah, so does he.
Also, kind of entertaining if they didn't, though. Like, if they don't win, I'm going to be sad, but also
enjoy that part of it.
Yeah, just tomorrow morning, especially. And if they do win, Chris will break his fast tomorrow morning on the show with some watermelon.
Yeah.
Live Watermelon Fridays.
It'll be the best tasting watermelon he's ever had.
Joining us right now, I would assume he enjoys watermelon too. Who doesn't enjoy a good fresh piece of watermelon as long as it's seedless?
Yeah.
Sam Amick of The Athletic. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning, gentlemen. Yes, a watermelon advocate. We're getting to that time of year. The weather's getting nicer. So, yeah, I'm worried about Chris. I didn't know about this, and now suddenly I'm a massive Kings fan.
Yeah.
We need this streak to end, buddy.
Also, why do they still have seeded watermelon?
Yeah.
Who goes, you know what? Or grapes.
Yeah,
right.
No.
Why does that even exist? You have the technology. Like, oh, you know what I'd like? I'd like a grape with a seed in it so I can spit it out. Or, oh, hey, I'd like to take a bite of some watermelon and have 4 of those big old black seeds in there. Yeah, that's awesome. That's
looking like a true bougie man who doesn't have to worry about cost. What are they paying you over there?
Are they more?
It's more expensive.
It is?
Yeah.
Is it really? I honestly didn't know that. I've never noticed that.
Does someone take the seeds out one by one?
Little tweezers.
You have to pay for that work. Yeah.
Well, I assume somebody watch this. Hey, Jason, watch this segment.
Okay, I'm ready.
I assume somebody who can afford seedless watermelon and grapes is a guy like Wes Wilcox with a nice, big, shiny contract with the Utah Utes. Sam, we're always into political intrigue, and I look, I don't want to assume, but I'm guessing maybe you haven't been able to dive into this fully since it just happened, but are you leaning towards, hey, great opportunity for Wes and he took it and fantastic, or this might be the beginning of some ship jumping, if you will?
Yeah, not total clarity yet. Certainly did have a few conversations about that since the news. What I don't have, I guess most importantly clarity on is, the hypothetical of what Wes's future would have been here if he didn't jump ship. Meaning, there was a sense around the league that he would potentially, be the head of the front office next year, and that Monty would be on the way out. I don't know that that's necessarily the case. Monty's situation, that's a Vivek thing. You kind of can't get to these answers unless you know exactly what Vivek is thinking. But I can tell you that, at the game the other night, in terms of around the team and the people's reactions to the West news, that yes, there were similar references to, the ship taking on water and folks deciding to head elsewhere.
I'm curious to go back to the first part. You said you think those around the league thought that could be a flip-flop, not a flip-flop, maybe Monty out and Wes in over time or as soon as this summer, or is that what you were suggesting?
Yeah, there was certainly an idea that would be the case. Now, to be fair, and I've certainly checked on the Monty side, like there's zero indication that he's, trying to head elsewhere, and he still has time remaining on his contract. So that is, but it's been obviously a tough year and a messy year, and it's not ending in the way that they had wanted. So, more often than not, that leads to some kind of change.
Are you getting the same feeling I do, just, licking your finger and putting it in the wind, that this certainly seems, based on franchise history, like we're kind of on the precipice of a front office / coaching turnover?
Sorry, I was a smart aleck. I said big words.
Were you switching to something there?
I think it did it involuntarily. So apologies. Go ahead.
I'm saying if you're just sticking your finger in the air and testing the winds, I feel like this is we're very close to the time that this franchise would normally do a regime change.
Yes, and I within that would note that everything old might be new again. Vlade Divac has been around a lot more lately, and that's another talking point in league circles.
Wait, what? Hold on. Wait. I mean, we've seen him, but what's the talking point, Jason? Or Jason, I'm looking at Jason. What's the talking point, Sam?
Again, we've talked about how Vivek, a lot of his stuff is pretty transparent, where you got the power seats at games and you figure out who he's hanging out with and who he's listening to. And, one night it's Alvin Gentry, and the other it's Angeli, and the next it's Vlade. And I mean, all I can tell you is that with Wes having headed out, and you guys know some of the machinations that happen within a team where there's got to be communication, right? So, I mean, for one, people seem to forget that Vlade still has a formal title with the team, and I can always forget what it is. It's like, head of franchise operations or something. But it's, in my head, it's always been, I think I recorded it first as like ambassador type, kind of, in the community with the fans, that type of thing. But like, now that there is a communication void happening, like, yes, I think Vlade has been a little more involved.
Well, that's cool. I like Vlade.
Hey,
he's great.
Hey, I mean, you ask me for little tidbits on the show. I'm just trying to be a good guest.
Well,
Dave, you okay over there?
Okay. At risk of making this even worse.
I didn't say, but for the record, I didn't say anything other than he's been more involved.
So I got you.
Aggregated the hell out of me here.
Well, since I'm here for the aggregation as long as it's you. I'm going to ask it. You wrote about it. Are fans being massive conspiracy theorists if they were to try to connect the following dots? Hey, there's now an assistant GM job open. Anyone around that's interested in getting into front offices? Anyone that might happen to, have any relationships with the owner? Should that be on anyone's radar, Sam? Like legitimately that we might see that?
I mean, all I can speak to there is that, leading into the time when we wrote our story, which has now been 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever it is, that like, yes, there was chatter, but it's, there's a big leap from chatter to reality. There's also a media component, and this was not, again, to be clear, a part of our story at all, but there, pro sports in general, there's always this kind of informal thing of like when certain ideas get presented to the public, if the team sees a chance to go, oh, well, now we can take a pulse and see what people think, then sometimes that impacts the choices that get made. So I have, zero updated intel or insight on that question since the story.
Okay.
But yes, heading into the story, that was absolutely something that the people talked about.
Talking with Sam Amick from The Athletic. Of course, Sam brought to you each and every week by our friends at Jiffy Lube. Just kind of one more offshoot that's still kind of connected to this and back to Wes. And even Sam, I guess if we go back to Woj, I mean, he left a great job to become a general manager at his school at St. Bonaventure. Now we're seeing Wes do the same thing. Do you anticipate this being more common, more of a thing going forward? Because this is all new waters for college sports and these GM jobs.
I mean, the conclusion I'm coming to is if only I had a W in my name, I'd have a pot of gold waiting for me.
Swam?
At the other end of it. Yeah.
Swam? Waymick? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a trend. I mean, even in town, right? Like, I mean, it's the NIL development, the Mike Bibby hiring at Sac State. I don't think that happens if the college climate is what it was 10 years ago. Similarly, these GM roles, the ability, Wes is a very good relationship guy. He has a lot of contacts, been in the NBA for a long time. And, I mean, even as a little anecdote that might illuminate that question, it was always so interesting during the entire De'Aaron Fox saga that, and as contentious as it kind of was between the Kings and Fox's camp as they figured out what they were doing, Wes's history was well beyond the Kings, right? A lot of years in Cleveland, Atlanta, and all the way down the line. And he had a lot of history with Rich Paul, obviously Fox's agent, and now Doug Christie's agent. And it always kind of was a reminder to me that, like, and this is always the case everywhere, like your history within the one organization is not the extent of it. I guess the point for Utah's purposes is that he's got a pretty deep Rolodex, and I'm sure, painted a picture for them of having an ability to get support, to try to get talent, and to be able to be a connector in the agent world and, the youth, the amateur world in the kind of way that would help their program. So yeah, it does certainly seem to be a trend.
Do you, we were just talking before you came on, Sam, and I was saying, if I had the team tomorrow, if I was under control of it, I would go GM to GM, from Sam Presti to RC Buford on down, and offer them an insane amount of money and then just get the hell out of the way. Is your pulse on how the team works here? You mentioned earlier about public, the public, the pulse, and that they have been, there is a history there of taking the pulse and then reacting accordingly. But do you think that goes far enough to where if there was enough noise that it might divest ownership from being so hands-on with personnel moves? Or do you think that's here to stay? No pun intended.
I think it might come and go, because I don't know if you guys agree or not, but it did go away in the early days of Monty and Wes.
Yes.
And I've told this story on the show before. When Alvin Gentry was the pick, the front office's pick to be the replacement for Luke Walton, you had some, you might call it meddling, where, the other organizational powers were pushing Doug, and the front office didn't want Doug. They wanted Alvin. And so Doug was kind of used as leverage a bit against Alvin in that instance, because he was pushing for a better deal. But, that was a case of the front office getting what it wanted. The front office, they made the decision to trade Tyrese Halliburton for Domas. That was just the basketball people doing basketball things. So it was that way for a while. And, unfortunately, it seems like, there's this inevitability where over time somebody gets kind of that seat next to Vivek and has a few different thoughts and ideas, and then the process eventually gets undercut. So I could see it swinging back the other way, but, I think it's always going to be an up and down thing.
Sam, we know when they made the trade of De'Aaron, it seemed like the thought was to stay in the race, stay competitive, stay with a chance to be a playoff team. And I guess by definition, they still have that. But how much of the rest of this season, whether that is play in to playoff or play in and out, or even out completely, I guess are the options here. But I got to believe, and how much do you believe that that's really the result everybody's waiting on to see what they will do next? Because, that's a pretty broad range of things that could happen. And if it's on the really bad end, kind of what Dave said earlier, it could be cleaning out of everything, don't you think?
Yeah, I do. And I think certainly there's some folks who would love to see Doug get the job full time, but it's a little bit like a different version of the other topics we talked about. Like, how are the fans going to feel about that? Like, if the optics and the mood and the vibe was pretty negative at the end of the year, and then you say, to the fans, Doug's here to stay, then, and it's not even a leading question. Kind of an open question. How are they supposed to feel about that? Because now the organization that you rock with is seemingly, almost ignoring outcome because of, different relationships and politics, if you will. If the results don't back up the choice, there's a reason that when they played so well in the early days with Doug, that there was a lot of noise about how he was hoping they would take the interim tag off and make it formal and more long-term at that time, because the results were good. So they've got a lot to unpack. And, again, we've said it on the show before, but Wes leaving is, put it this way, assistant GMs do not leave, statements publicly. That just doesn't happen.
Right.
And Wes not only put a statement out, it was a long statement that had a lot of references to a lot of Kings people. Really almost word for word, the same power brokers that we chronicled in our story, short of Anjali. And that's just not normal. And the point is that, regardless of what you thought of how the team was running, Wes was running a lot of the team. And I'm talking about, player communication and agent communication and trade calls and digging up opportunities, and honestly, in this environment, given what he was up against, I think he's good at his job, and I think he did as good a job as he could do in that ecosystem. And all the way until the end, you could tell even from the statement, he's a smart enough guy to just say, yep, take the high road and thank the people I need to thank and get out of Dodge.
Well, let's pick at that for a second. Why is the assistant GM doing all of that, as opposed to the GM? And I know you're not saying Monty's not doing anything and been pushed aside, and I don't want to insinuate that, but it does seem like for lack of a better term, an unusual balance of power and execution of duties.
I mean, for one, I would argue that when they put this front office together, I almost think they should have given Wes a different title, because assistant GM is like, that's a clear, I mean, the nature of that word is like, this guy's number 2, right? But the truth is, you guys remember, like, Wes was a leading candidate for the GM job that went to Monty. So they constructed this thing as a bit of a 1-2 punch, where they kind of just wanted to have their cake and eat it too. They liked both these guys. And so they picked Monty, and then they, I don't know all of the details, but I certainly think that, if you had a power rankings of assistant GM salaries, that, that whatever that number was, it got, elevated to compel Wes to take a job that otherwise he wasn't looking to take, because he was trying to be a GM. The point is that in good times, that partnership, I thought landed fine. You know what I mean? Like, Monty's personality and nature is such that, he's going to be a guy who studies the hell out of the basketball and tries to find the answers to the mysteries that a team in an analytical way with, obviously a deep Houston Rocket background, and who in his previous life was a conduit between the analytics staff and the coaching staff in Houston, where he had an ability to, talk to basketball people about a different way of thinking and to try to help the on-court product. Where he wasn't strong, and, I don't know how much better it's gotten, but it's just the agent world, the schmoozing world, the who do you know world that matters a great deal. So, again, the point is, it's like anything else. When things are good, it was fine. And now I get it. The optics are a little wonky. We wrote about how Monty hadn't been real visible lately. Suddenly I've noticed he is more visible. He's been out there talking to people before games. And to me, that was the product of the way the search went in the first place. They liked Wes a lot, and they decided to kind of bolster what they had by adding him.
Sam, as far as the team on the court, you're going to talk about the impact that this could have on them. I mean, Dave and I were just talking about this, how just wild of a season it's been. I mean, everything that's happened, even just throwing this in now with Wes, with Luke Laux, with Mike Brown, with De'Aaron Fox, Doug Christie's the head coach, the amount of trades. It's been a bizarre year, and here we are in the final 10, and I still don't know that I've got a real great feel on the team, because, we've seen some games where you go, hey, that team's actually pretty darn good tonight. And then other times you're like, yeah, it just looks like about a fringe playoff team, if anything. Do you have a read this late in the season on what these guys are?
I mean, I do, but I swear we kind of joke about this every week, like, cause Dave, you've highlighted the fact that the fan base is almost for the first time ever wanting to, in our memory, like, not wanting to hear all the not fun stuff. And so here I am coming at, Mr. Negative Nancy again, like, basketball wise, like, I don't see much of a future with this group. I see a need. I think they become one of those teams that needs to pull the Band-Aid off and realize that it's time to pivot again. And honestly, I think that probably goes all the way down to Domas, where, at his age, you're going to, like, unless you find a way to win again soon, that pressure cooker is just going to get worse probably quickly. Levine and DeRozan are, those are not, young players of a core like a Keegan Murray. I think they need to strip it down a bit and figure out what a long-term plan looks like. But I doubt they do it. The nature of the Levine trade, it seems, was Vivek wanted to compete and really prioritizing a player like that over, really pushing San Antonio to give you, one of their young players or picks and go that route. And it's just not, we're seeing, it's not dynamic. It's not, at best it's kind of a 500 product, and that's not the goal.
Why isn't it as simple as, like, look, these guys aren't stupid. You look at that, and I know that they've coveted Levine, and I have, my instinct tells me that Levine trade was helped by the aboves, if you will. This team's coveted Levine for a long time. For
sure.
But like, this is a fantasy basketball team. It's not a real NBA team. It's a bunch of individually good to great players that don't fit. And I'll go back, kind of tie this into our GM conversation. By the way, Sam, I disagree. I think this team has a bright future, and I wish you weren't so negative. Why? I'm looking at the Kings list of GMs. If Monty were to go, and a big part of me hopes he doesn't, but I get it. It'd be kind of a great idea would be for the first time in this regime's history to hire a GM that wasn't a rookie. D'Alessandro, Divac, McNair. And I feel like that's just not a coincidence either, Sam, that you're bringing in these young GMs happy to have the job, but also young GMs that, maybe can be leaned on a little bit. And I felt like we lost Sam a while back.
We did.
Yeah.
And we were there anyway.
Oh, is he on StreamYard? Okay.
Yes.
Let's bring him on StreamYard. I know
that was the plan. You got me?
Yeah, there you go. Well, I was wondering why I didn't hear a giggle when I said I think this franchise has a bright future. Stop being so negative. Yeah. I had a feeling there. Were you able to hear my rambling there?
No, we're good.
Okay.
Give me the breakdown of, you said D'Alessandro, Monty, who else did you highlight?
D'Alessandro, Vlade, Monty. Joe Dumars was technically there for like 2 weeks in the transition, but it's those three for three with rookie GMs.
Yeah, no, that's fair. You remember years ago when R.C. Buford was rumored to be, the longtime Spurs executive that played a huge part in their championship runs, that was the type of person that Vivek was going for. And obviously it's not easy to get a guy like that. Can
I stop you? Sam, I'll let you finish, but you just jumped onto something I was talking about earlier. And I want to ask you, because as usual, I'm probably full of garbage. Are you telling me that if Vivek Ranadive started at Sam Presti, moved on to R.C. Buford, we were just looking, it says, I don't know if this is accurate, it says Sam Presti makes $4.5 million a year, which weirdly seems low. Buford makes 10 to 12. I don't know if that's right, but let's say they both make. Say that again?
I do not think that's correct. I don't know the exact number. The Thunder are famously secretive about their money. So
What if Vivek started he started with Presti, went to Buford, and he had a 4-year, $100 million contract offer for one of those GMs? He's eventually going to grab one of those huge names, I would think.
This past couple months has lessened the odds because the reputational capital has taken a hit. So that's point number one. Sam Hinkie's another one that, as you guys know, Monty is a little bit of the kind of the product of Vivek was very focused on Sam Hinkie. And then when he couldn't get Sam, I don't think it's a coincidence that the guy that he hired worked with Sam for a very long time in Houston. So I don't think, I know money talks, but it's going to be really, really, really hard to get somebody like that, especially here's a comparison, in Philly. There's a lot of speculation about what's going to happen with the Sixers. Daryl Morey might be in trouble. And I was talking to somebody the other day about, Bob Myers interviewed there years ago before Daryl took the job. And so the question was, if you look at the Sixers situation and forget about their dysfunction, because every organization has some, but you have Embiid on a long-term deal, Paul George on a long-term deal. that is not the stuff of like that gets executives excited. It's a tough situation to go into. So the question was, how much money do you have to throw at Bob Myers to get him to do the job? I can't speak to that because these guys already make a lot of cash and they want to succeed. So, if somebody looks at the Kings roster and says, I think I can dig out while making a bunch of money at the same time, then maybe. But, like you said, last few years for quite a while, the trend has been a lot more of inexperienced executives getting a crack at it.
That same Amick joining us, not sponsored by Great Clips. If you're on video, he does write for The Athletic.
It's a Great Clips haircut. I just didn't brush my hair today. Sorry.
No, and I appreciate that. Look, man, you're a working man. You got kids. You're doing your thing. We've all been there before, brother. We'll forgive you for that. We appreciate that. We'll read your stuff. We'll listen to. Well, I'll especially be looking at the YouTube comments coming your way as usual, and we'll see you next week.
Why does YouTube hate me, man?
YouTube hates me too. Reddit and YouTube hate us both, brother. We can be on an island together. We'll meet every Friday. We got jackets with patches, okay?
I know we got to run. I'm jamming in a shameless plug. Dave, you didn't even bring up my Giannis interview with one of the greatest quotes of my career where he compared winning to intimacy. So that's how I'm going to leave this lovely conversation.
I wanted you to be able to bring that up. It's an amazing interview, and you need to check it out at The Athletic. Just search one of the best interviews, honestly, I've ever read between a journalist.
Okay, you're trolling now. Really,
just get there, read it. See you next week, dude.
Yes.
That's same maybe we
went too far.
I was just towing the line. When we come back, what a sports day ahead of us. Jason Ross will break it down in the second half of the program. Coming up right after this.
Tonight, Kings and Trailblazers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet, and we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place...
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business?
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5, exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
T-Mobile home internet is all about speed, value.
What you doing, Zach?
I'm cursing. There are so many benefits. You got to talk fast.
T-Mobile home internet ranks #1 in customer satisfaction for home wireless internet by J.D. Power.
Wow, you are good.
Try singing it. T-Mobile has price lock.
They won't raise your rate on internet.
Hulu and Paramount Plus on them.
Get T-Mobile home internet all in for just $55 a month with auto pay and any postpaid voice line.
Additional terms apply. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Tonight, Kings and Trailblazers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Spring is here, and that means gigantic savings for all your oil change needs at Jiffy Lube today. Get a $25 gift card with the purchase of any Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change through May 31st at your local Jiffy Lube service center in the greater Sacramento areas. And don't forget about the additional $30 off online coupon at jiffylube.com. Terms apply. Valid email address required. See pennzoil.com/rewards for details. Jiffy Lube, huge spring savings for you today.
My wife was like, I want to go to Hawaii and I want to bring the kids. And I was like, whose kids?
Jim Gaffigan. Everything is wonderful.
I spent the entire time applying and reapplying sunscreen, which thankfully makes my skin whiter.
Jim Gaffigan. A night of all new material. Saturday, March 29th. The venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit thundervalleyresort.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Sacktown Sports is bringing you the biggest live events in town. Whether you're rocking out or dancing the night away, check out the Sacktown Sports live events calendar. Get ready for an epic night out. Papa Roach and Rise Against take over Golden One Center March 29th. That same night, comedy legends Jay Leno and Arsenio Hall bring the laughs to Hard Rock Live Sacramento. Get ready to laugh your socks off. And for all you country fans, Lee Bryce and Walker Hayes hit Ironstone Amphitheater June 21st. Then head to Santa Rosa for Country Summer with Sam Hunt, Kane Brown, and Dustin Lynch June 27th through the 29th. Then back to one of the most beautiful venues as Parker McCollum takes the stage August 16th at Ironstone Amphitheater in Murphys, California. Don't miss out. Find more info and score your chance to win tickets at sacktownsports.com. Again, get all the details on the hottest events happening in town and your chance to win tickets at sacktownsports.com.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Buckle up, race fans. The 2025 Metal Cloak NorCal Stampede is coming in full throttle on Saturday, March 29th at Prairie City SVRA. The Ultra 4 USA West Coast Series kicks off with a high-octane showdown, where fearless drivers will push their machines to the limit over massive jumps, punishing rock obstacles, and high-speed straightaways. This is off-road racing at its wildest. Don't miss it. Tickets are just $30 at the gate, and camping is available. Prairie City SVRA in Rancho Cordova. Be there. The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
I want to say thank you to Sam Amick. If you missed any or all of that, check it out on YouTube or on the app.
I know I'm shamelessly pumping the poll here.
Yeah, it was.
He's saying something to Giannis about that, right?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, it was great. It's a great interview with Giannis. Check it out at The Athletic. Maybe the best interview ever. I didn't know he interviewed Giannis. Yeah, Chris, I was going to say this during the break. Friday Fun and Games is always my favorite thing. It ushers in the weekend. It ushers out the show until Monday. But I've also got, Kyle, I meant to tell you, there's a guy on Jeopardy right now that really reminds me of you. Remind me to ask you about that after the show. Like very bright and vivacious, a lot of the same mannerisms. Yes, that's
vivacious.
Vivacious.
The champ?
The champ.
Yeah.
The one who I think it might be. He was wearing like bright colors and stuff.
Oh, this might be a different one.
Yeah, that maybe, you know what? I watch it on DVR. It might be a couple weeks back. I'll look for it. So, anyways, one of the things I've enjoyed lately is us doing our Friday breakfasts. Now, if the Kings don't win tonight, Chris is on day 3. He's in full ketosis, if you will, as they say. Day 3 of his fast.
I've lost.
Yeah.
11 pounds.
Hey,
how about that?
That's fantastic, Chris. Well freaking done.
Who would have thought not eating would just let you lose weight?
Right? You'd think the body'd hold on to it. Hey, in other news, I lost 3 pounds just this morning.
Stinky.
So here's my question, though. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much would it bother you if the Kings lost tonight, you're fasting tomorrow, and we continued our Friday breakfast? Should we not do that this week?
No, you can go ahead.
You'd be okay with that?
You can. I don't feel comfortable.
Well, is it your chair?
Yeah. No, eating in front of Chris, I'm not going to do that.
Well, what if we hid? What if we just...
You know what's going to happen is you would order it. He has to go downstairs to pick it up.
And I come up crying and there's just crumbs all over my face.
I'm not doing that to him.
You're going to have to make another order, Dave.
And so you're saying it would also be mean if, like, for example, I ordered from that one place with the breakfast burritos, for example, which we hadn't done yet. You know, just, yeah.
So, you know what?
What about donuts?
Here's how we solve it.
Okay.
Jason's no-go on donuts.
Here's how we solve it.
Are we still lenting? When
40 days.
When is this over?
Easter.
Oh, Easter?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
What is that, the 20th?
God.
Until mid-April. We got to wait. King season will be over.
Isn't there like there a diet Lent, a mini Lent, a shortened Lent, a Lent light Lent? I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm saying, do you have to go all in? Is it all or nothing for Lent? What about just some Lent? You're Lent-ish.
That's relent.
That's okay. So if I bring in donuts tomorrow, then I'm the guy.
Yeah, you'll eat them all.
Okay.
I think Hal will help you.
I mean, that's not
Here is the solution.
a deal breaker.
You know what'll solve all of this?
What?
Kings win. What happened?
I hope so. I just got a text. This isn't a bit. Scott Marsh just texted me. Guess who's visiting tomorrow? Crumble Chris. Well,
even if I stop my fast today, I don't think I'd be able to handle a crumble cookie tomorrow. That's like a feat.
That would crumble your entire system.
Yes.
I think anything.
Your whole cookie.
Oh my! And so you're out on crumble cookies no matter what tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I will not eat.
And then Chris, even if we win tonight, might take
It's
take
you
one
and
home.
Alan.
It's just me and
Kyle.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do something right now. What do you mean we got a break? We haven't even done anything this segment except talk about you. Let's talk about Chris Roulon. It's fasting, more like slowing. All right, I'm setting a alarm right now. This is today's Thursday, right? 6:25 p.m. and the label is in all capital letters because I got some too. The label is the second down. What's that alarm? What's that alarm label say? Second one down.
Bring milk.
I'm bringing in a gallon of milk, baby. I'm bringing in a gallon of milk. It's the only thing that's unfortunate when Crumble Chris milk's gross.
Yeah.
It is?
Like cow milk?
What? Is that a thing?
Oh.
What are you talking about?
I haven't had a glass of milk in probably over a decade.
What? Breaking news. Why?
It's like you
probably
shouldn't be drinking milk, and then once you stop drinking milk, then
really
you can't go back to it.
I mean, I like almond milk and all. Chocolate one.
Oat milk's good.
That's fine. Really? I don't know. I mean, when drinking, look, I know we got a break. Drinking milk drinking cow milk at its core is kind of gross. I'm not going to lie. It's like eating eggs. Like if you really think about it, you're eating chicken fetuses that are like.
There's no fetuses in there.
Well, fetus to be fetus elect. And with milk, you're drinking cow juice. You're drinking cow stuff. Like that's gross. Like so bring it in. But it tastes so good with cookies. Whatever. You and all your new age Morrissey diets. When we come back, what a sports day. Big sports day for you today. We'll go over that, and then we will hopefully get to who's out, who's not, 3 in the key, and let's go streaking. Hey, we'll do all that. Big segment coming up next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, it's Ram Truck Month. The sales event's going on right now, and I know that means heavy discounts.
It's not just a discount. It's big discounts on hard-to-find Ram heavy duties. Right now, save up to $16,000 off MSRP on remaining new 2024 Ram 2500 and 3500 heavy duties. When you need a hard-to-find truck, Hoblet has it, with over 500 new Rams available.
Just one of the many reasons Hoblet always ranks as one of the biggest and best Ram dealers in all of America.
And we are proud of that. But we don't just sell Rams. You have to check out the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter with 200 vehicles available and 30 under $20,000.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
16,000 total net savings after 71.29 factory rebates and 88.71 dealer discounts. Rebates include 500 first responder bonus cash for eligible first responders and 66.29 West BC standalone 10% below MSRP. 5 vehicles at this net savings. Sample VIN 316786. Not everyone will qualify for all rebates. See dealer for details.
Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's with limited time savings on the supplies pros need. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $100 on every $1,000 you spend on select major appliances. And don't miss your chance to activate and earn 3 times the points on select DeWalt and Klein tools. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 3/28. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See associate or Lowe's.com for more details on qualifying items.
T-Mobile home internet is all about speed, value.
What you doing, Zach?
First thing, there are so many benefits. You got to talk fast.
T-Mobile home internet ranks #1 in customer satisfaction for home wireless internet by J.D. Power.
Wow, you are good.
Try singing it. T-Mobile has price lock.
They won't raise your rate on internet.
Hulu and Paramount Plus on there.
Get T-Mobile home internet all in for just $55 a month with auto pay and any postpaid voice line. Additional terms apply for J.D. Power 2024 award information. Visit jdpower.com/awards.
Huge savings now on new 2025 Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter. Save $11,000 off MSRP after rebates every new Silverado LT Turbo Max with Maida Chevy's exclusive all-in-stock pricing. And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections in the Sacramento area. $11,000 off new Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, some of the offers.
Made a great deal at Maida.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed the musty smell in your home? I hope not, because damp smells mean that you could have a crawl space problem. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your crawl space and get to the root cause of the problem. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot.
And what's not?
It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
I got a question. Who is hot?
LeBron James buzzer beaters against the Pacers.
Yeah,
very specific.
I've seen this is interesting.
In 2013, LeBron had a buzzer beater against the Pacers with the Heat. In 2018, he had a buzzer beater against the Pacers with the Cavs. And last night, he had a buzzer beater against the Pacers with the Lakers. He's the only player in NBA history to have a game-winning buzzer beater versus the same opponent with 3 different teams.
That's why he's the GOAT. That right there.
He is that is why.
Yeah.
That's the
that stat.
Oh, well, what are you going to do? He's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's pretty good. Who's not?
LeBron James buzzer beaters with the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
With that buzzer beater last night, he has gone to 2-30 in his career with the Lakers on game-tying or go-ahead field goal attempts in the final 5 seconds of the fourth quarter or overtime. And like that really wasn't fair last night because it's not like he took that final shot.
No, not at all.
Luka missed it.
Luka.
I mean, banking on a Luka miss is probably ups it to where it should count as a field goal because he is just expecting it.
You think he celebrated?
How?
Bud Light. Bud Light and hookah. 3 in the key tonight. Kings, Blazers this time. SRL. We'd better win tonight or that play-in is gonna go bye-bye. Which is fine if you're giving up any sort of success for Lent. Which I don't think they're doing.
Okay. I thought you were going to do something with Chris and eating, but...
No, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to be supportive.
No, that he would eat. If
You're trying to be supportive?
Yes, I'm trying to, absolutely. Not eating M&Ms in front of you.
No, not at all. Okay, so category.
That's who's hot.
Category number 1.
Who's not, Chris?
We're going to go back to this one. Total dunks in the game combined.
Slam
dunks between the two teams. Slammer dunkers.
Oh, they Shaden Sharp good for about 3 on his own. I'm gonna say 12.
Ooh, you're going up the number. I'm gonna go with 8.
Okay,
Chris.
I'm gonna go with 9.
Okay,
that's Dave's number, right?
No, not this time. Let's go with the plus minus leader again for the Kings. And what's the number?
I will say Plus minus leader will be Trey Lyles at +8.
That's +8. I'm going to go with Sabonis +9. Chris?
Levine +10.
Okay. And then lastly, Dave, random stats. Something you're predicting to happen tonight.
I took the last game off.
Yeah.
We're back, baby. Give me a Tune triple. And by the way, I'm not saying you should do this or not. It's fine if you don't. But if, in fact, he hits a 3, if Gary Gerald would acknowledge that I basically won 3 in the key, that'd be great. And that's a 3-pointer for Jonas Valanciunas, and nobody in the world is happier than Carmichael Dave.
What if we get our 3?
And the Kings are down by 32.
What if you guys get yours?
Yeah, because then yours would be any more special.
Well, let's test it out. What is
if we got 3 in the key sponsored, he would probably have to announce it.
Great point. What is yours, Chris? What is your 3 in the key? Or the weird thing, random, whatever.
Chun will not shoot a 3-pointer.
Okay, that's fair.
Well, we got 2 parts covered. One he will not, one he will make. No, I'm not going to go anywhere.
And you're like, he will do both. He will make and miss. He will be one of 2.
Mine, I haven't done this one in a while, and we're probably about due. I think it's going to happen. We're going overtime tonight.
Oh, wow.
We got an OT special.
Your favorite. An OT.
Yeah.
Title year. An OT game right before a Friday.
Yeah.
You love those.
I love it.
Only thing better is a Sunday OT game.
No, Saturday's fine. Play 9 of them.
No, I'm not.
Thursday? Not good.
Which is worse, a Thursday night OT game or a Sunday night OT game?
Thursday. Here's why. Game starts later. Sunday will be at 6. Yeah.
Good point. Little bit this.
Huh.
All right. Well, you know what I'm looking around the room? You know what I'm noticing?
What's that?
We're all wearing too many clothes, guys.
Yeah.
Let's go
do
streaking.
something about it.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
Streaking.
We're streaking.
All right, let's remind everybody how the game is played now that baseball is opening up for the rest of the league today. You pick a player a day. If they get a hit, that's a hit streak. You advance, you move on. You just can't pick that player again. Now, going into the season, Dave, you had a 3-game hitting streak, and you added one more day.
I basically can't choose like half the league.
You have a 4-game hitting streak. We're going to keep track of our average during the year. Remember the first day of the year you picked Freddie Freeman. He did not play, but you are 1 for 4. You're batting .250 on the year, but you have a streak of 4. You can't pick Max Muncy. I know Shohei Ohtani after that, and pretty much everybody else.
I'm going to do something I don't know that ever has been done on Let's Go Streaking. Well, maybe it's been done a couple times. I'm picking a player going up against a pitcher today who has yet to give up an earned run all season.
Bold.
Give me Bobby Witt Jr.
Bobby Witt?
Witt Jr. Okay. By the way, always fun on opening day. I remember this too. It's like the Mark Whitten All-Stars. What rando baseball player today is going to have like 3 home runs?
Yeah, and then they're on pace for,
Somebody's going to do it, dude.
Okay.
I think
Kevin Elster.
I think Devon White one year. Yeah. But I remember Mark Whitten.
George Bell did it.
George Bell did. Jorge.
I have a 0-game hitting streak, but I'm 1 for 8 on the season, batting a whopping 125 with an RBI.
Atta baby.
I am going to pick the guy who's going to be batting first for the day in the first game, the Milwaukee Brewers, Jackson Chourio against the Yankees. He's going to get a hit, by the way, in his first appearance. I'm calling it.
Hey.
Yeah. Chris?
I am.
Oh, Chris, by the way, you have a 3-game hitting streak. You're 3 for 7 on the season, batting .429, leading the show.
Call me Teddy Ballgame.
Yeah.
I am going to pick Jackson Holiday.
Hey.
We're back to that.
Forgot
about that.
That's well done.
Okay. Good luck, everybody. We're all counting on you. It's quite a day today. NBA, March Madness, baseball. Good day to be alive.
It's a good day.
What a time.
Keep your kids out of school. Pop some. What was your favorite baseball snack when you were growing up?
I mean, if I'm going to a baseball game, I'm having peanuts.
Cracker Jacks.
Oh, well, you don't care if you ever get back. That's like half the song.
What do you think a Cracker Jack would cost at a game now?
$375, maybe $425.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a 4 or more. Don't you think, Chris?
Yeah, I haven't had Cracker Jack since I was a kid.
I wonder if there's an easy way to make your own Cracker Jacks.
You know what also was like amazing, and I don't know if they still do it, was at Candlestick, they had the chocolate malts.
Yeah.
With the wooden spoon. Yeah, I remember those. They were carnation, and they have the paper lid with the little tab you tear off, and then you have the wooden stick. And I don't know if you guys ever noticed this or not, but I'm telling you, the wooden stick added flavor to the malt. Somehow the wood flavor, you had the wood in your mouth, and then you had the chocolate, and it added flavor to it. I just realized what I did there, and it was good. By the way, I think they used to have those like on Fridays at some schools for school lunches. I have a memory of those at school.
No, never had that.
What school did you go to, Dave?
Yeah.
It's like my kids go to these schools now. It's so different. You go to the cafeteria, you get the plastic tray, you roll through and they slop everything onto your tray, and you get your little milk. And on Fridays, you get chocolate milk, maybe if you're lucky, and then you go eat. Now it's like they all have this card that they use, and it's like, a wholesome salad and sandwich, and here's some soup and some squash and whatever, like, because there's this whole health thing about feeding our kids well. And I'm like, dude, where was that? On a good day, I got the square pizza, which awesome. That the grease is dripping off when you squeeze it together and you fold it. I got the square pizza, and then you'd always get the one square of the cafeteria tray that would have salad, which was basically a little bit of shredded lettuce, a little bit of shredded purple cabbage, a little bit of shredded carrot with like a glork of ranch on it. And that was your meal.
Good.
And we liked it.
Yeah. See, and look at you now.
And one of those red plastic bottle drink things.
Red plastic bottle drink thing.
You never had that? They're like these little plastic red bottles.
I must have been.
It's like some sort of drink.
It's one of them.
The drink was red.
Punch. Yeah, they'd be like either red, orange, or purple.
No, dude, we got white milk or on Fridays chocolate milk, and that is it. There was no other choice. And by the way, it was all like there was no like 1%, 2% red fish, blue fish.
Yeah, it was butter.
It was basically 100%. That's what we got. We liked it.
I could walk on that milk.
And we were thirsty, our Fiji water. We didn't get to bring any of our water bottles, fancy water bottles. We drank out of the fountain. And we liked it. And we sold little red fireball jawbreakers like they were drugs. Well, I did. You did? Okay. Did you ever buy any?
No.
4 for a $1. It's a nice markup. $quarter a piece. Which was really weird when you think about it, because I should have been given a quantity discount. Like, hey, buy 4, get 1 free. I didn't do that.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break when we come back. Oh, is somebody on the chat says are you talking about Squeeze-Its?
No, not Squeeze It. Squeeze It was a solid choice, though.
Yes. Yes.
You're paying for the name.
Yes, absolutely. Also, never mind. We'll take a break. When we come back, hey, Kings, Blazers, part 4. This time it's for real. Next.
Tonight, Kings and Trailblazers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body?
I'm Johnny Mosley with the Toyota Tahoe Report. Time to carve up new lines in your Toyota, because anytime you're skiing on a Thursday, that's a pretty killer Thursday if you ask me. Unsettled skies over the mountain, that's never stopped any of us, right?
Thanks, Johnny. Today, there's a 50% chance of showers with snow levels up to 7,400 feet. And tomorrow, a 40% chance of snow showers and partially sunny. Little or no snow accumulation is expected. This report is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Whitey here, reminding you that not all grills are created equal. When buying a new grill, every detail matters. For March, grab a $149 gift with purchase of every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill, including a pizza lover starter kit and much more. More March savings include up to $79 off Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built built better, built to last, with a lifetime warranty and premium stainless steel that boasts quality. See how Napoleon will help you achieve the perfect grilling experience. Visit Green Acres Nursery today with your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
Experience the excitement of Sacramento Rivercats baseball at Sutter Health Park. From thrilling plays on the field to fun in the stands with family and friends, Rivercats baseball is for everyone. Enjoy lively entertainment all season long, the best ballpark food around, some of the finest views of the city, and baseball memories with the Sacramento Rivercats to last a lifetime. Grab your tickets now at rivercats.com.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Buckle up, race fans. The 2025 Metal Cloak NorCal Stampede is coming in full throttle on Saturday, March 29th at Prairie City SVRA. The Ultra 4 USA West Coast Series kicks off with a high-octane showdown, where fearless drivers will push their machines to the limit over massive jumps, punishing rock obstacles, and high-speed straightaways. This is off-road racing at its wildest. Don't miss it. Tickets are just $30 at the gate, and camping is available. Prairie City SVRA in Rancho Cordova. Be there.
Spring is in the air, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping for new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by Malik. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Well, here we are, final hour of the show. In this last hour, the end of the hour, we will visit with Alan Stiles. He will join us, and we will prepare you for his show this afternoon. Big day here on the station because we obviously have Alan. Then we have the Drive Guys getting you up to Kings basketball. Kings closing out this 7-game homestand. We're going to talk about Kings and Blazers coming up here in a moment. Also, we're going to get you ready for the start of the baseball season. We've got that coming up as some things you need to know for the start of MLB. So all that, what to watch, and again, crosstalk and celebrity birthdays in this final hour.
Yeah, first we got the Blazers, though.
Yep.
They better win. That's what I say.
Yeah. Got some help last night with Phoenix losing?
Yes. Kings now a half game ahead, and for now.
Yeah.
Of both Phoenix and Dallas. Part 4 of the Kings Blazers series started out October 28th. Kings won 11-98. That was their first one of the season.
Yeah. 3, yeah.
Yeah, but then the Blazers got them 115-106, and that was with a starting lineup of Fox, Sabonis, Murray, Ellis, and Jay Crowder. Was that the Jay Crowder off the couch game?
No, I think it was the second or third game, but you're going, wait. So Monk came off the bench. Herter wasn't starting. DeRozan was out. Jay Crowder and Ellis. That's a weird.
That's a
That's another weird part of the season. Jay Crowder off the couch, no practice time, starts for a couple games, and then just doesn't play at all anymore. At all.
Where's KZ Okpala when you need him?
Yes.
That's what I say. Remember the Blazers once upon a time were 8-18. As a matter of fact, they were 13-28. Now, I'm not saying they've done a ton better since, but let me do the math here. 13. So they are 19 and they're 19-13.
Yeah.
They're 19-13 over their last 32 games. I think that's right. That's nothing to shake a stick at, including wins over Memphis, Denver. Let's see. A lot of crap. I'm looking at a 4-game streak where they beat Charlotte, Utah, Washington, and Brooklyn.
Nice stretch.
That's a very nice stretch. Indiana, Sacramento, a couple over Phoenix, Milwaukee. They've got some decent wins this year.
Yeah.
And if the Kings do not, this is not the greatest of matchups. This is a very athletic, very fly around type of team. If they don't watch themselves, and I will say this, if they were to lose to Portland tonight, I think they're going to get booed off the floor.
I can see that.
I think that's where the fans are at right now.
Depending on how the game is, but I can't imagine a scenario where it's like, hey, that was a great game. I'm okay with a loss.
Yeah, nope.
We're past that point. I will say this. I remember the third time they played. This was right before the deadline. The Blazers won that game. It was, I think, Zach LaVine's second game as a King, and they just got LaRavia and Valanciunas and all that. I remember thinking, I think it was it might have been the night of the deadline. So maybe it had already passed, or it was the day before, one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember looking at Portland going, man, did they miss an opportunity here? Like, no one expected them to have a great season. They've kind of done what people thought, maybe even a little bit of an overachieving year compared to where they thought they'd be. But I thought they have so many individual pieces that they could have traded to around the league.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're going, Jeremy Grant's been on that list for a long time. But Ayton was kind of a guy that could be remembered between Sharp or Simons or Avdia. It feels like they've got a lot of pieces that if they wanted to, they could have moved for future assets. They just chose not to, which is fine.
They've got an idea of where they're going and what they're trying to do, and they are in the middle of what we would call certainly a rebuild. And I don't dislike this team. I really don't. They're not there. There's definitely some issues. Tumani Kamara is
nice.
Hell of a defender. Look, I'm gonna give myself a neck massage, and I think you and I were both on the same page. That Denny Avdia trade last year is paying absolute dividends. This dude's a badass, man. They got him. I wouldn't say cheap. They paid for him. 16, 7, and 4. He just turned 24 years old, and his second half of the season, he's really starting to show a lot of what he's all about. Jeremy Grant, of course, is your. I'd be shocked if he was there now.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tradable piece right there. And I've always liked Anthony Simons. I've always liked Donovan Clingan. He's a nice little role player in there. I love Shaden Sharp.
Yeah.
They've missed Matisse Thybulle most of the year. I believe he's back now. I think he just came back. I want to say played March 16th was his first game of the year, and he's been playing. And Matisse Thybulle's another guy who's, he ain't going to give you much offensively, but he's a hell of a defender, former All-NBA second teamer. And then that's with Scoot Henderson really just kind of, this is a guy that had, he's the number 3 pick in the draft, and some people thought he should have been number 1.
Mm-hmm.
13 points, 3 boards, 5 assists. Here's the thing. He turned 21 last month.
Wow.
So I love Shaden Sharp. I think the jury is obviously way too out on Scoot Henderson, but this is one of them young, hungry, talented teams that on any given night, we forgot about Chris Murray.
Yeah.
He's there. With on any given night, a couple of them get hot. And here's where, and I will both be preaching to each other as the choir here. The Kings have to get off to a good start.
Yeah.
If you let Portland get confidence early in the game, have fun. You got to step on their necks early and not let them at any more. And it's going to be up to Doug as well. If he sees Portland getting on any sort of runs early, stop it, get them away from that, because the game can completely get away from it.
Yeah, and, I agree with that. And I think that the fact that Portland is having a better year than a lot of people thought, they may not be that far of like a decent off season. And, a team that you kind of counted on below the Kings may just go right past them without much trouble. Might.
Yeah, I would say right now, if I'm looking at my list of teams that I'm pretty sure are going to pass the Sacramento Kings successfully over the next couple of years. Well, the Spurs are number one. I'm not going to count the Magic. They have the same rankings. Portland, the Pelicans. I think so much of that is injury for them. I don't know about I'm not ready to say that about the Jazz, the Wizards, the Hornets. I think the Nets are still a couple years away. The Sixers still have they got a lot of issues to work with. The Raptors are interesting, actually. They might be a couple moves away, but you look back, and by the way, the Bulls, weirdly enough, we're going to get another decent pick. These are all teams that are not great right now, but you can see little signs.
Right.
And I think Portland and San Antonio, especially on that list, along with the Pelicans. So we will.
I'm impressed with what Portland is, what they can become, and how much they've bothered the Kings. I mean, again, it's 2-1 Portland.
Yeah.
The games, the last two have been won by Portland. They've seemed to have the answers, and their defense has gotten much better. And I'd wondered when the year started if Chauncey Billups would make it through, but they're doing pretty well. And if they give him a little bit more of a leash, then maybe he can fully be there for the full turnaround for that team.
One thing I want to get to, I've been trying to fit in during the show. I saw this last night. I just wanted, obviously I have a love affair with Sam Presti. I think he's the best GM in the league, and it's an envious thing when I talk about the Thunder. I want that for our team. I want that for our fan base. This is a quote from a while back, and it's Sam Presti discussing their draft philosophy publicly, which he rarely does. I thought this was a little illuminating.
I think tonight was basically, there's
after the draft, obviously
high processing on offense, high skill level as with regards to vision and passing, and that's combined with like big players. People that can handle the ball, make decisions with the ball, are pretty big for their position, are interchangeable. So I think it's a relatively consistent focus for us, and it's something that we value in players. So with Nikola specifically, having somebody that young with those tools is certainly intriguing. But we have a long way to go with respect to his development, and but some of the things that we're able to add to the team tonight in general are consistent with things that we've been trying to focus on for several years now.
They have a plan.
Yeah, he was talking about Nikola Topic.
And I want to follow that up because this is from 3 years ago.
Okay.
And this is him talk. Remember, 3 years ago when the Thunder were starting to, and he talked about how being hell bent for a quick fix can kill you in the long run.
We were a 50-win team. We're pretty good, but every time we played Memphis, Denver, LA, we would get thrown around like a doll, like rag doll. So by playing those games and going into those situations, it became clear to us, okay, this is an issue, right? Now, if we just looked at the team and tried to predict, okay, we need this. Well, we're forecasting a need before we even know what it is we're trying to fix. And so we could have found somebody, but I don't know that the person we would have gotten would have been able to do what Kendrick Perkins did for us, which got us to 4 out of 6 Western Conference Finals or something like that. So you have to play the games. You're going to have to run up against some ceilings. But if you're just so hell-bent on filling something, I think you really run the risk of not understanding what you're willing to go for. So you need to buy a shirt. You just buy the first one off the rack. At the time, you need a small, but what if the team grows to the point where it needs a large? And you're stuck in a small. So I wouldn't make it like a priority as to what you need today, because there's a lot of things. Once you fix one thing, you're going to have another thing. It's never a perfect team. Even the best teams you can think of are not perfect. But we need to make sure that these other things I talked about, mentality, physicality, the development of the guys, because the other thing about that question is the team is changing. So Shea, Josh, to think that we know today exactly what they need would be pretty pretentious. So they're going to, they're going to evolve as well. So we do the best we can, but we're going to be learning along the way and say, okay, to play in high level games, this is what we need. We're not just trying to figure out how to win 2 more games next year. You know what I mean? We could do that, but that solution doesn't necessarily mean it's the best long-term solution for the team.
I wonder if Sam Presti would have made those. I wonder what Sam Presti would have done with the Fox situation.
Yeah, interesting to find out.
I wonder if Zach LaVine would be on this team. I actually don't wonder at all. We'll take a break. When we come back, baseball is here. Jason's got some keys to follow as we try to rekindle our love. I mean my love with baseball. Coming up right after this. Just 1 minute.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Well, it's the Ram Truck Month sales event, and I know that means discounts.
Right now, you can save up to $17,500 off MSRP on new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s. And we don't just have a few Rams. We have Northern California's biggest selection, with over 500 new Rams available.
It's the big city savings with the small town customer service.
Exactly. When you shop at Hoblet, you become part of the family. Plus, we don't just have big savings on Ram trucks. We have almost 200 vehicles at the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Super Center and over 30 under $20,000.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$17,500 total net savings after $10,500 factor rebates and $7,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include $2,000 Chrysler Capital bonus cash. Must finance through Chrysler Capital. $1,500 National Conquest dealer cash. Must currently own or lease a Ford, Chevy, or GMC brand vehicle. And $500 on-the-job upfit. Must show 500 plus eligible upfit. 5 of this net savings. Sample VIN 684262. See dealer for details.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Look at me. I could be center field.
Could you be left field for the Giants?
Next year.
Yeah.
Not this year.
Oh.
Why? They're pretty consistent, though, in their left field.
It's so crazy that stat's still going. Since 2007, the last time Barry Bonds started opening day in left field for the Giants, they've had a different left fielder start every single opening day, and it's going to continue today.
That is insane.
You want some of these names?
Yes.
Because I don't remember all these guys. Barry Bonds. Know that one. Dave Roberts. How about that?
Okay.
Fred Lewis. Then it went to Mark DeRosa.
Remember Freddie Lewis.
Pat Burrell. Aubrey Huff, Andres Torres, Mike Morse, Nori Aoki, Angel Pagan. Then it went to Jarrett Parker, Hunter Pence, Connor Joe, Alex Dickerson, Austin Slater, Jock Peterson, Blake Sable, and last year Michael Conforto, who's on a different team, so it won't be him. So we'll see who they put in the lineup today. But that streak is going to continue.
That's like seriously one of the weirdest streaks.
It is.
It's not like it's a 5-year streak.
Right.
It's like there's people. How many years again?
Since 2007. Yeah. So 18 years. Is this the 19th
So
season?
somebody born the year Barry Bonds played that position is going to be a legal adult this year.
Yeah. And could probably be the left fielder for the Giants.
Good old Giants. Well, there's been a lot of different things, not just not quite as much, Jason, but when you look at Giants left fielders, almost been something similar with World Series winners.
Yeah, you have 9 different World Series winners in the last 11 years. So there hasn't been a back-to-back since the Yankees in the late 90s, early 2000s. So Dodgers have that opportunity. They're the heavy favorite, but they haven't been able to go back-to-back. And half the league has been in the World Series in that same time. 15 teams have been in the World Series. So, you know, it's I don't know if that's good or bad. Like last year, we got the World Series that a lot of people thought would be best for the sport. Yankees and Dodgers. It was a good World Series. I don't know if it'll lead to more, but yeah. So I feel like a lot of teams have opportunities instead of just the typical, well, they spend the most money. Those teams have probably more opportunities, but doesn't mean it always works that way.
And when you've got the season coming up, baseball is a numbers game. Baseball is more statistically based and romanticized than any other sport we have. There are some milestones that you've got this year.
My guy, Aaron Judge, 35 homers away from 350. He's was the fastest to 300. So, I mean, I was assuming if he can get those 35, he'd be the fastest to 350.
Which do you think is more important? By the way, I'm not, this isn't a knock on Aaron Judge like we were having fun with earlier. I mean, honestly, because when it says fastest to you said 300. And so I'm going, God, which should it be fastest to 300 or youngest to 300?
Youngest probably has more of an impact overall because Judge was a little older. When
right.
And, I mean, I don't think he'll end up in the top 5, top 7 of home runs all time.
Because it threw me because I'm thinking, God, he could get to 350 this year. That actually weirdly seems low because he's in his 30s. And I'm thinking, well, that's not even halfway to Barry Bonds. Right. But like you said, he got started a little bit later. Still, 350 home runs is almost 350 more than I've hit.
Almost.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Okay. You got, let's see, Mike Trout. He is closing in on 400. He's 22 home runs away, and his whole thing has been health, right?
Yes.
Still going to be batting third, I believe, for the Angels.
Mike Trout's career, when it's all said and done, we're just going to dissect that thing like a frog, man. It is like all you heard of. A lot of similarities, by the way, between Mike Trout and Albert Pujols' career. The way they both started just breaking, on pace to do this, on pace to do that. And it was, excuse me, it was just 3 years ago that Mike Trout hit 40 home runs. By the way, weirdly enough, he had, that's how you know you're on a bad team. 40 home runs, 80 RBI, or your bad leadoff. Oh, 40 home runs and 80 RBI. And then, of course, the last 2 years combined, he's played 111 games combined. And in those 111 games, he's hit a combined 28 home runs and had 58 RBI. For a guy that regularly not just hit 35 to 40 home runs, not just batted in around 100, but you're also talking about a guy that scored over 100 runs every year at 30, 40. Mike Trout was by far the best hitter in baseball. And we're now going into a situation, Jason, where this year he will turn in August 34 years old.
Yeah, there was a time, it wasn't that long ago, maybe it goes fast, but wasn't he like the all-time WAR lead? Like he was historically what he was doing was like, is he going to be the best baseball player ever? And injuries and different things. And then just the lack of a postseason. I still think the Angels, if I'm not mistaken, have the longest playoff drought of everybody in the major league. Everybody. And you just go, man, why?
And I'll always wonder, I don't think the fact that he played for the Angels made him so injured.
Right.
But like also at some point, should Mike Trout have gone to a different market? I mean, what does Mike Trout's career look like I hate to say it, but what does his career look like if he's a Yankee, if he's a Dodger, if he's a Cub? By the way, the Chicago White Sox have been eliminated from postseason play. This just in.
I forget. I saw it yesterday that they had like a historically low over-under total, but from Vegas. But the over-under total was even less than they won last year. I mean, they had such an awful year last year.
Finally, or moving on. He's still going. He's the Energizer Bunny.
Clayton Kershaw.
32
strikeouts away from that big club of 3,000. Also, I think closing in on 3,500, both Scherzer and Verlander. Verlander now a Giant, so we'll see if those guys can get to that one. And Pete Alonso, he is 27 home runs away from becoming the Mets' all-time home run leader. He would pass. Who do you think he would pass? For number one hits, home runs, and if he gets the 27, who's the current Mets all-time home run leader?
The first thing I think in my head is George Foster, but I don't think so. I don't think it's Sheffield. I don't think it's Strawberry. Is it Strawberry? Wow, Darryl Strawberry.
Smooth swinging Darryl Strawberry.
I will say this. I think Will Clark has the greatest swing of all time. A lot of people will tell me Ken Griffey Jr. has the greatest swing, and I'm not here to argue that. We all have our own preferences. I will say that perhaps the most underrated swing of all time is Darryl Strawberry.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of swings and misses.
Sure.
But that swing is beautiful. And when he hit a home run, it just felt like it was a bomb.
I was a huge fan of Manny's.
Manny Ramirez?
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Mayonnaise?
I thought Chris said I was a huge fan of mayonnaise.
Yeah,
and knowing Chris, there's some joke there.
Well, I was like strawberry and mayonnaise.
Right. Like there's some joke there that sometimes will take me a minute to get and will stop the show. And so I'm like, man, why is he a huge fan of mayonnaise? What does that have to do with Darryl Strawberry?
It's just the fast talking at this point.
I got you. Look, I'm a huge Manny Ramirez fan. Don't get me wrong. God, I don't know. I am. I always enjoyed the way he played the game and just the free spiriting and all that. Yeah. Are we putting his swing up there with those guys?
I'm not saying that it's up there with those guys, but
you're saying
I'm saying that was because it was just so compact and quick.
Manny has one of my favorite plays that I remember in baseball.
The cutoff?
The diving cutoff. I don't know if you remember that play.
I do remember that play.
At Fenway, and he was not that far away from whoever was throwing it in. He's like, I better cut this off, and he dives to cut it off. Yeah.
The most intimidating batter I ever saw was probably Gary Sheffield. But if it's not Gary Sheffield, it's Albert Bell.
I think if I was pitching or playing third base, I'd be more afraid of Sheffield.
It's that bat waggle, dude.
Yeah.
That bat waggle is insane.
And there's something about it that and I'm sure it happened. I don't feel like he ever hit a slow roller.
No.
I felt like he barreled the ball and he hit it 900 miles an hour.
And you just hope you're not, let's put it this way. You're not scoping for chips in the crowd when Sheffield's at bat. And then with Albert Bell, who, his career is so also underrated because I think totals wise, Albert Bell isn't going to stand out. But there is a nice stretch with Carlos Baerga and Roberto Alomar and those Cleveland teams where he might have been the most intimidating guy at the plate.
Would you rather stand in the box against Randy Johnson, which, I mean, are we kind of in agreement he's one of the most intimidating?
Maybe the most intimidating.
So your options are to stand in the box on a Randy Johnson plate appearance, or he's pitching, or playing. We're going to go with third because that's the hot corner, and I'm telling you ahead of time, Sheffield's hitting the ball to you.
Okay.
Those are your two choices.
I'm telling you right now, it's a no-brainer for me. I'm in the box versus Randy.
Really?
Here's why. I'm pulling a John Kruk in the All-Star game. I'm bailing out. I can't bail out. I mean, I guess I could bail out on Sheffield. I still might get one in the face. But with Randy.
You also might field it and throw him out.
Nope. Not me. Not me. Yeah, that's exactly. Ground ball to. Ah! Yeah, I'm just covering.
Dave's playing the hot corner. Interesting philosophy. He's on the warning track.
I'm wearing one of those I'm one of those bubbles.
Yes.
With just my hands out. Yeah, I'm not.
I'd probably want to go to the plate when that's it.
Can I offer you a third one?
Yeah.
Or you're pitching against Albert Bell in 1996, and your manager tells you, hey, you got to dot him.
Well, that would probably come in at about 48 miles an hour.
I would start my windup and I would mouth, I'm sorry. And then I would throw the eefistiest of eefist pitches, and then I'd be over the center field wall.
Yeah.
We'll take a break when we return. What to watch tonight? And boy, do we have a lot to watch. What a great sports day we have in store for you. Yes, that's right. It's we made up the sports day. And then we will crosstalk with Alan Stiles, who we are very, very proud of today. Alan Stiles, big boy. We're so very proud of him. I'm going to give him a big kiss on the mouth when he gets in here right after this.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sacktown Sports.
Oh my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey Sacramento, it's Malik Monk, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Northwest Exteriors wants to keep you cool all season long. Trusted in Sacramento for heating and cooling systems. Book your tune-up today as part of our 30th anniversary special. Call 888-TRUST-NW or visit trustnorthwest.com.
Simply the best. Trust Northwest.
It's Carmichael Dave talking to you about my good friends at American Energy. You're in the Sacramento area. You know how the seasons work. They are a-changing right now. So American Energy wants to help you stay warm for the rest of the cold season, but help you stay cool during the warm season. Best way to do that, make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of half off a tune-up, $24.50. They cut that right in half, and if you want a diagnostic, guess what? You can't beat free. If it's free, it's me, and now it can be you. And also, it's the end of the season blowout. $4,000 off a new system plus any rebates. That $4,000, that's a direct drop from the sticker price. It's a great deal. Check them out at theaeway.com or an instant quote, or give them a call at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
If you've always wanted to be a part of that Jeep life, there's no better time than now than the 2025 Jeep Wrangler. And no one has a better selection than Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. The Jeep Wrangler has been unmatched in off-road capability for over 80 years. But being a Jeep owner, it's so much more than the performance on and off the road. It's a lifestyle. It's camaraderie. It's the versatility and the customization. The new Jeep Wrangler, it's better than ever. And you won't be able to find a better car buying experience or selection than at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's with limited time savings on the supplies pros need. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $100 on every $1,000 you spend on select major appliances. And don't miss your chance to activate and earn 3 times the points on select DeWalt and Klein tools. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid to 3/28. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See associate or Lowe's.com for more details on qualifying items.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Get ready for the high-octane action. It's the 76th season opener at the Stockton 99 Speedway, March 29th. Watch the intense racing action as the Stockton Late Models, NorCal Mini Stocks, NorCal Legend Series, Pure Stocks, and Fast Car Solutions Mini Modifieds tear up the track. It's fast, it's thrilling, it's non-stop action you don't want to miss. Family-friendly fun, food, and excitement for everyone. Gates open at 5 p.m. Racing starts at 6. Stockton 99 Speedway, where speed and excitement come to life. March 29th. Be there for the 76th season opener. For tickets, visit Stockton99.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9861. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9861. That's 800-575-9861. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix. Live and The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Contavious Caldwell-Pope.
Yes.
Talking about his career during the break.
Yeah.
Got excited and then got sad. Chris has got that. Got an email because I subscribe to fast food places for emails. That's super not fat at all. And sorry, Chris, I know you're fasting. But I got excited. It was from Arby's. I'm in their fan club.
You have the email.
Right, and it's all $6.99 meal. I'm like, $6.99? Let's
You out of your mind?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Arby's is so expensive.
What do you get?
$6.99 big crispy meal, but there's choices. I can go fish sandwich, crispy chicken sandwich, fish and cheddar sandwich, or I can go curly fries. That's fine. 4 potato. Oh, excuse me. In addition to the sandwich, you get either curly fries,
potato cakes,
4-piece potato cakes. I'm fine with that and a drink. We have the meat. I don't go to Arby's for the chicken. I go to it's not we have the chicken. It's we have the meat, of which chicken is a meat. I understand that, but I think the understanding is it's the roast beef
and cheddar
or the barbecue.
Yeah.
Well, Dave, I know you're new to Lent. The reason why all these non-beef options come out around this time is because people give up a lot of times meat or just beef.
Yeah. They only have seafood on Fridays.
There's always got to be some deeper meaning than I'm the guy. I'm the guy.
No, I'm with you though. Separation between fast food and church.
Thank you.
Been talking about it for years.
And let's stop having crossover menus, okay? You're the meat place. You know what I'm never going to do? I'm never going to order a cheeseburger at Long John Silver's. I promise you. Okay? The only place where it's acceptable, and everyone knows this, to have crossover fast food menus, are you guessing?
No, never mind.
It's very simple. Jack in the Box. You can get everything at Jack in the Box. I want a breakfast sandwich.
He's a little confused.
I want an ultimate cheeseburger. I'd like some egg rolls, a shake, and some mini tacos.
Right.
And they don't even try to hide their advertising anymore. It's like, hey, check out Jack's new I'm So High meal.
Where's the spaghetti, Jack?
Where is this? Yeah, the spaghetti Jack actually sounds like a sandwich. You can get, I think you still get a cheesecake there, a teriyaki bowl,
churros.
Jack in the Box. It is the most confused fast food. I think there's. Remember that was the thing where you they had the mixed salad.
Yeah,
it would be in the little plastic thinger
dome.
Yeah, and you put your dressing in there and then shake it up and eat it.
Yeah,
I just stick to beef. Arby's.
I thought you were gonna say Del Taco's hamburger because some people have raved about that. I've never had.
I have tried the Del Taco hamburger. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Like if you had an average looking dude that was an MIT professor. You're not looking for looks in that position.
Yeah,
you've got a stereotype.
Yeah.
And the guy's not really that good looking, but
he's a 9 at MIT.
He doesn't look like Anthony Edwards in Revenge of the Nerds. He doesn't have a pocket protector, so therefore he gets a 35% bump.
Yeah.
Just like that Del Taco fries. That's a whole different story. That's another good crossover. Arby's needs to figure their lives out. It's very simple. Most people don't know this. It's an acronym. Always roast beef, yay.
Yeah.
It's not chicken.
Son.
I'm not
S is for son.
Right, exactly. You know what else I'm not going to do, by the way? I'm not going to go to Kentucky Fried Chicken or Popeyes and order the roast beef.
Right.
Not going to do it.
Yeah.
I don't think Popeyes has roast beef.
I know they don't have roast beef because Popeyes knows what the hell they're doing. They don't even have spinach.
Yeah.
They do have a fish sandwich, though.
That's stupid.
I will say years ago when we were at the old building, and at that time, the Rise Guys would always go to across the street to Wienerworks. And I went a couple times, and then someone said, I don't know if it was Phantom or what, I can't remember. Like, have you ever had the hamburger? I'm like, why would I have the hamburger at Wienerworks?
Right.
And then I said, you know what? Someone said it. I tried it. It was phenomenal.
Really?
It was really good. Yeah. But I don't think it's there anymore.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's finally done. I think. Thought I heard someone say that.
I have absolutely loved this discussion.
What? Oh.
Oh, sorry, Chris. Well, you said it was hard watching the game last night because there was food commercials all over the place. There's nothing but games today for Chris.
Yeah, there's a lot of games. Kings, Blazers, Mavs, Magic, Lakers, Bulls. We're rooting for the Magic, or we're rooting for the Mavs. I don't know. Depending on whether you want to make a play in.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
The Athletics, the homeless Athletics, sort of.
Wiener Works is permanently closed.
What? Really?
We left, and so did they.
Right. That also sounds like a vasectomy euphemism, by the way, but we'll roll past that. Giants and Reds.
That is a funny sentence. Wiener Works
is permanently closed.
Giants at Reds. Logan Webb.
Has that sentence ever been said? Ever?
Yeah.
Logan Webb.
Yeah.
Looking for another web gem. Wedge gem. Yeah. A Webby. Good place to do it though, at the Reds.
Yeah.
He's going against Hunter Green. And we got March Madness returning. BYU, Alabama. That'll kick it off, followed by Maryland, Florida. A half hour later, Arizona, Duke at 6:39, and then or 4:39, and then Arkansas and Texas.
Bigger shock if Duke went out or Florida went out. 2-1 seeds.
I think Duke.
Yeah,
just
the name.
Just because, I'm not saying necessarily that should be the case,
but Arizona sounds like a team just like on brand. You're
Right.
like, oh, Arizona beat them.
Yeah.
Whereas Maryland, not that Maryland's bad by any means, they're pretty good.
Right.
Maryland beat Florida. Yeah.
We got a trivia question for you.
Okay.
What does Mark McGuire telling dirty jokes while in a mud puddle and the Arizona Diamondbacks have in common?
Wait, repeat that again.
What is Mark McGuire telling dirty jokes while lying down in a mud puddle and the Arizona Diamondbacks? What do they have in common?
I have no idea.
They both got the Filthy Mac. Coming up, number 10 on the list of foods that are new at MLB Parks this year. Filthy Mac fries. A bunch of random ingredients on Cajun fries, basically. White cheddar mac and cheese, pork belly bacon, and crispy onions. We already talked about the Pittsburgh Pirates Polish cannonballs.
Yeah.
That's not a Urban Dictionary thing. That's a weird thing. A real thing. The Warehouse Burger in Baltimore.
Whoa.
It's
messy.
Two beef patties, queso, and fried onions, like the kind you put on green bean casserole, all in the same bite on a pretzel bun. Overrated. The Celebration Cake Milkshake at the White Sox.
No celebrating.
Only served the last day of the season, apparently. Made with birthday cake, ice cream, confetti cake, a pinwheel cookie, and a maraschino cherry. The Daddy Mac Dog in Houston, foot-long ballpark dog with brisket, mac and cheese, and fried pickles. Kansas City Royals, another thing that sounds Urban Dictionary, a blue velvet whoopie pie. It's I don't know what the hell a whoopie pie is. It's like a thing with cream in the middle or frost.
Like a moon pie, right?
Is that a moon pie? Oh,
I think it's like very.
Is that like it's a whoopie pie? Whoopie. Remember that's what Bob. Who's the newlywed guy? Newlywed guy. Bob Barker? No, not Bob Barker. Bob Eubanks. That's what he used to call it.
Whoopie.
Yeah. Where'd you make whoopie at? Helmet tiramisu. Again, not an Urban Dictionary. the Yankees. No. It's made with espresso, mascarpone cream, lady finger cookies. And what's with all the innuendo?
Yeah.
Let's just play baseball, guys. We'll take a break. When we come back, Alan Stiles and your chance to see Jay Leno in Arsenio Hall. Lady fingers. Coming up right after this.
Tonight, Kings and Trailblazers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit khdk.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is what makes us different from other law firms. At Gingery, Hammer & Associates, we handle your case from beginning to end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether we need to file suit, or even take it all the way to trial. We will be with you along the entire way And because we are committed to you and your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
I'm Johnny Mosley with the Toyota Tahoe Report. Time to carve up new lines in your Toyota, because anytime you're skiing on a Thursday, that's a pretty killer Thursday if you ask me. Unsettled skies over the mountain, that's never stopped any of us, right?
Thanks, Johnny. Today, there's a 50% chance of showers with snow levels up to 7,400 feet. And tomorrow, a 40% chance of snow showers and partially sunny. Little or no snow accumulation is expected. This report is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Buckle up, race fans. The 2025 Metal Cloak NorCal Stampede is coming in full throttle on Saturday, March 29th at Prairie City SVRA. The Ultra 4 USA West Coast Series kicks off with a high-octane showdown, where fearless drivers will push their machines to the limit over massive jumps, punishing rock obstacles, and high-speed straightaways. This is off-road racing at its wildest. Don't miss it. Tickets are just $30 at the gate, and camping is available. Prairie City SVRA in Rancho Cordova. Be there.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
If you love golf but don't want to play the same 18 holes over and over, at Timber Creek and Sierra Pines, you get 27 holes of variety, so every round feels fresh. And with a Premier Club membership, you'll enjoy unlimited golf with a cart, unlimited range use, exclusive discounts, and 2 complimentary guest passes to share the experience. With pristine conditions, a scenic layout, and an award-winning reputation, Timber Creek and Sierra Pines is Sacramento's #1 rated golf destination. Stop waiting. Become a Premier Club member today at timbercreekgc.com.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Hey, Alan Styles. Alan Styles. Spotlight on Alan.
What?
Hey, spotlight on Alan. What about the computer?
The hit doctor.
Well, it is out of my
Wrong way. Wrong way.
What do you mean?
He
Wrong
needs a
way.
sandwich.
Towards the here? Oh, I was gonna say I just thought I had to move it like out of this. Okay.
There you go.
Jeez. Oh, because the camera's there. Hey man.
Hi.
Proud of you.
Oh,
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you
so proud of you, even though you hated that I called you during a show.
I was very confused.
You were
as to
very
what was
confused.
going on.
I called Alan during his right after I got phone with you. Alan Styles has been working his little tushy off, ladies and gentlemen. He hustles. He is here. He is there. He is everywhere under not the easiest of circumstances. Let's just say that. But yesterday, we got our latest ratings book out, and as much as we like to brag about us, and there's a lot to brag about with the morning show, let's be honest, but the little Alan that could, no pun intended, just smashing it, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely smashing it. Well done. You smashed it, dude.
Thank you.
Competition doesn't exist.
It's just me versus me.
It is you versus you. You versus your own head.
That's right. That's right.
Well, congratulations.
Which is a tough battle.
You bought another month of employment.
Thank you.
And with the new market manager coming in, great timing.
Great timing. We
Really
can,
good timing.
eat tonight, so that's great.
Absolutely. Also,
good for you.
Yeah, fortunately. And also want to say, too, that Kyle and Whitey will be on today from 2 to 6. What else is going on with you?
What's going on with me?
Yeah.
I mean,
What's going on with you?
Yeah, we're enjoying, I guess, the time. Did you hear my joke? So, do either of you watch Severance?
No.
Do you understand the premise? Do you know what the premise is?
Don't they all like work in a computer place, but it's weird and they have to go on an elevator?
Nailed it.
Chris, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
So basically, you sever your mind. So when you're at work, you're a completely different person.
Okay.
Right? So I said yesterday, I wish I could sever myself during Kings games. So I just don't remember it.
One part of but you're not thinking about the reality of it.
Yes.
Is that you might be the person that's stuck just watching Kings games.
Oh, yeah. That would be terrible. That would be terrible. So
I too have thought many times of severing myself during Kings games. But I go outside and have a glass of water and I'm fine.
Yeah. So with the Wes Wilcox thing, so he's gone, right? Is he leaving?
He's gone.
Is that why he
gone
with the letter? So he's gone.
He gone.
Like now.
He gone.
I don't know if he's gone now.
I think he's gone because I just read something that said Utah welcomes Wes Wilcox.
That's what I was trying to figure out. Did he Luke Laux it, your boy?
I think he did. Okay,
so he's gone.
Yeah.
And this continues to be, if not for the Mavericks, a 30 for 30 worthy.
Oh, sorry. Evan Siddery just aggregated Sam on the show talking about Vlade. Sorry, we were joking with Sam earlier about how he's going to get aggregated for the Vlade stuff. Go ahead.
When we'll be replaying the Vlade stuff today because it was great stuff.
Thank you.
It was great stuff.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
So he's...
Yeah. Okay. And here's what I do know. I don't know about that. I don't know what's going on. I don't know any of that. Here's what I do know.
What do you
according to about 20% of our fan base, it's Sam's fault.
Yeah, Sam is not a popular character.
You know what? That scares me, dude. And it's not just because I love Sam and we have him on the show, but that is the thing that has upset me the most about this whole season. Normalize actual journalism, doing research and sourcing things and telling stories that maybe you don't like, but are better than them not being told at all because nobody has a source. And I put myself in the same situation. There's a shot at any other media. We're all in the same boat. Either doesn't have the sources, doesn't want to mess up the relationships, whatever it may be. We should be applauding Sam Amick. We should be thank you, Sam, for using your national contacts to shine lights on some of the palace intrigue going on here. And instead, there's people out there like, it was a hit job. It's Rich Paul. I had a guy on the text line earlier. Oh, you didn't do any research. You just wrote a hit job. Anybody could do that. Really? Are you that stupid?
I mean, if it's not what you want to, I mean, that's what humans do, right? Not just in sports and everything. If it's something that you don't like,
it's a hit job,
right? You ignore it, or you say, hey, that's not a real thing. If
Right.
you liked it, if Sam put out a piece that said, I'm hearing Anthony Edwards is interested in Sacramento.
Sure.
Right?
That's what I'm hearing.
Not sourced at all. Nobody in Sacramento would ask questions.
Right.
No,
right?
of
Because
course
it's
not.
what you would want to hear.
What you want to hear. That's great reporting.
Yeah.
It's really well done.
That's
for
right.
Sam.
Yeah. Can you join us on the show here?
You're doing a lot of something.
I am. I'm sorry. I'm
You
trying
buying
to.
or selling
I'm
or
trying to look for the guy who looks like Kyle Ledbetter
Crypto guy?
on Jeopardy. Yeah,
Oh, the
anyway.
thing that you're going to talk to him about after the show?
You know, I'm preparing. I'm preparing for after. You know what? Always ABP. Always be preparing. Celebrity birthdays. Brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Crumble Cookies. That's right. The most eaten cookie by major radio station ratings champions. Oh, wait. Look. Crumble Chris will be in tomorrow to celebrate.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, how about that?
Can we take a random, I know we got to go quick, but can we take a random guess on, there's going to be some type of Easter cookie, right?
It was still early, but maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, Easter's still a few weeks away.
That's true.
I don't know what kind of
Shamrock.
I just found out that I'm emceeing River Cats on Easter. That's why it's on the brain.
We get it, dude.
No, it's on
You
the
work for
brain.
the River Cats.
No,
We
it's
get
on the
it.
brain.
Yeah,
That's
awesome.
why.
Easter.
It's on the brain.
Back to you.
Eggs are green.
On this date, in what year? I'm going to have Chris go first because he absolutely 100% is, I believe, going to get this right.
Okay.
The movie, one of his favorites, Ladybugs.
Ugh. Ladybugs. I'm stuck
Ladybug.
between two.
You stuck between two ladybugs? Weird.
I'm
luck.
going to say, and I'm not confident about it, 1992.
Okay. You guys going to agree?
I'm 1 for 2 on tailing Chris. So he said
92.
I'm going to go 91.
I'll go 93 just because I'd rather be wrong than pick the same thing.
That was the other one I was thinking of.
Okay. Well, we have a correct answer, and the year is 1992. Christopher Ladd.
Shockingly.
Okay. Another movie.
That
for you guys.
movie would never be able to be made again.
How about this one? Another movie for you guys. On what year did the movie White Man Can't Jump?
Someone's got to get this, and it ain't gonna be me.
1991.
I'll take
Really?
what's it start? It's Q.
Q. Hey,
Ball
funny,
hog.
I'm watching Jeopardy.
Really?
Right
91?
now. I'm just hey, look, it's just a guess, Alan. Don't get serious.
90. I feel like that's not.
It's not-
93.
How about your feeling?
I think Dave is right. I think it's also 1991.
Thank you.
Wow.
We don't have a correct answer.
92.
Same day as Ladybugs.
Oh,
1992.
wow.
Happy birthday, Mariah Carey.
She is 54.
56.
52.
We have a correct answer. Alan Stiles. Happy birthday, Fergie.
Ah, Fergie is 44.
Fergalicious.
46.
She is 43.
Alan's close is 50.
Wow.
Yeah. Black Eyed Peas, man.
Wow.
Happy birthday, Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, it's Ferguson.
He
Now
is.
here's a bill.
He's 62.
He's 62.
Yeah, he is. 100%.
He's 63.
We have a correct answer. He's 62. How do you guys know
That's
that?
weird. They saw something.
Everybody knows how old Quentin Tarantino
Be
is.
true to yourself.
And last one.
Be true to your school.
On opening day of baseball, happy birthday, Buster Posey.
Yeah, I did see that, but I didn't see age.
Buster.
38. Quickly.
Buster Posey. 39.
38.
That's
We
38.
have a correct answer. Alan and Chris, 38.
That's Florida State's Buster Posey.
Mm.
All
Don't
right,
know his
Alan
age.
Stiles coming up next. Don't care.
Malik Monk plays here.